Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
The false Avatar Yun and his destructive campaign of revenge is at an end, brought down by the true Avatar Kyoshi. But the delay in locating and training her, as well as the disastrous actions of Earth Sage Jianzhu, have left the Earth Kingdom weak and vulnerable. Bandit groups known as Dao Fei vie for power and territory, and even the citizens behind the walls of Ba Sing Se are not safe. Remnants of the Fifth Nation, a southern water tribe pirate group, and the Yellownecks, a particularly brutal outlaw organisation, still linger in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to strike. With the Earth Kingdom in disarray and Kyoshi needing competent allies to help restore balance, who will answer the call?
G'day, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Keeko Moo, Waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe, and I'm just looking for a good time.
Hello, my name's Andrew. I'm playing Jedd, the disgraced Airbender.
Hello, my name is Archie. I play Ted, the Airbender. I'm traveling with my brother Jedd to assist Kyoshi in her fight.
Hi, I'm Bree, and I'm playing Lilly Hannah from the Earth Kingdom, and she is a small child who gets in trouble.
Hi, I'm Dragon. I'm playing the character Tilla, who is a Sandbender from the Earth Nation.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Avatar Legends campaign, The Legacy of Kyoshi, which starts right now. Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of The Legacy of Kyoshi may contain adult language or adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are here, we are back, we are playing Avatar Legends, our Legacy of Kyoshi campaign, the premier Avatar Legends TTRPG that you can find right here, twitch.tv/Lost Archives, or YouTube at Lost Archives D&D. Now, there is a Kickstarter that has just launched for more Avatar Legends content, The Voyage of the Unity, which is a standalone adventure, which has just had a Kickstarter launch for it. I am having a look through it. We have done so much Avatar stuff, but none of it has been published adventures, and I thought maybe it would be fun to do a published adventure one day at some point as we play through this. Like it's pretty weird that I think, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, and I'm sure people will, I think we might be the longest form campaign for Avatar Legends that has been chucked up to watch, but none of it's been published. It's all our own homebrew adventures. Clearly, painfully homebrew, because the adventure I had written for them, they just skipped over during Embers of War. So like,
What happened to it?
it's all come up with on the fly. So yeah, I think it is worth having a bit of a peekaroo at. Does it change our plans long term for what we're doing? No, I still really want to do a short D&D campaign with you guys. We'll play through. I've committed. I think we will play through the Tales of the Yawning Portal. Andrew,
Hear me out. We do D&D, and one of your D&D groups does Avatar.
That could be funny.
Could be funny. I do think it would be interesting.
I think you should do that for an April Fool's Day.
Just swap everyone's system around, but keep the same adventure, and people and they just have to play through as their characters, but converted into Avatar. That would be kind of funny.
I'd find it funny if we did a pre-written story for Avatar, and we planned it for a bit, and then we're like, oh, we've been playing the game all wrong.
You haven't been. Because here's the funny thing. I know for a fact that a lot of people, especially those who watched a lot of the early Embers of War stuff, they used that as a model for how to run and play their Avatar Legend games. So technically, because of the majority, it's a majority rule situation.
Majority rules.
Technically, we get to decide what the right thing is by consensus and by committee. So if all of you agree...
That's because we started playing off a quick start guide as well, though. Like, the full rulebook wasn't even out when we started playing.
No. The rules changed.
Sorry, Magpie Games.
Yeah, they changed the whole
We are the rules committee. We're the rules committee now. Welcome.
I don't know what to tell you.
Everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted with the Voyage of the Unity. I would love to have a bit of a look at it. I'm not sure how long it is as a campaign, but the current schedule still stands. Definitely what we want to do is do a little playthrough of Tales of the Yawning Portal. We're going to go through the adventures as little interludes. I think it'll be loads and loads of fun. So once we finish off our Legacy of Kyoshi campaign, we will do a little, we'll do the first of the Tales of the Yawning Portal campaigns, first of the Yawning Portal adventures. Then, yes, Archie?
Another 30, 40 sessions?
No, it won't be that long. I am going to practice how to railroad. I'm going to learn and research this concept called railroading. I've never really dabbled in it before, but I'll give it a go.
It's really easy. You put the whole team inside a mountain and you seal the entrance, and they only have one way they can go.
I think that is how the first adventure of Tales of the Yawning Portal goes, just if you were wondering.
Hear me out. Mold Earth.
No, okay. So,
No,
Owen, we're going to do a practice thing. No matter what I tell you, Owen, you say, cool idea, but no. I'll say, please, DM, I'd like to go speak to the bar wench over there.
Yeah, for sure. As you head on over, you can see she's dressed.
DM, I'd like to catch this magical fish and make a wish.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you'll need to do there. It's not in my nature, all right? I don't sit comfortably with saying no. There's too much. I've done too much improv background. It's always yes and. But yeah, so we will do a Tales of the Yawning Portal. After that, we will do Tides of Change, which is the sequel to not Legacy Kyoshi, the sequel to Embers of War. Embers of War. It is going to be a much shorter campaign than Embers of War. Okay.
Heard that before.
That's what
About
he said.
the same as Legacy of Kyoshi.
Oh, so 20/70 episodes.
So somewhere between 40 and like 100. So somewhere in there. As long as I'm one episode shorter than Embers of War, technically I wasn't lying. So I can just.
How many was Embers of War?
And how long's Kyoshi?
At least 100, right?
Yeah, no, Embers of War was about 80, wasn't it?
We didn't break 100.
I can tell you how many it is. Hang on. I can tell you right now.
New goals.
We did. Oh no, it was only 62 episodes. Fuck. So this is only shorter by Embers. This is only shorter by like 20 episodes. Legacy of Kyoshi.
Yeah. Because I think Embers of War just felt really long because we had a lot of big breaks in amongst it. Like there was like 6 to 8 months that we weren't playing.
And there was some big stuff. You guys did some big world stuff. Like you traveled all over the world of Avatar, whereas Legacy of Kyoshi, it's been like very focused. Yeah, it's been very focused. But yeah, so I'll keep you posted on that. That'll be very, very exciting. Other news to share. We have a character coming across, a new character joining us in our Return of the Giants campaign. I don't want to spoil too much. Sorry, what? No, you're not happy about that, Archie? What's wrong?
What?
You're not happy about that?
Sorry, I was, my camera must have lagged.
Okay, we have a new character coming and joining us in our Return of the Giants campaign. I will have the artwork for that done as soon as possible. I'm making some strides on the early sketches. I've got a really nice brief to work on, and I've had some ideas. I'm going to fit it in. So for those of you who do enjoy our Return of the Giants campaign, you're going to get a little bit of a spoiler here. I'm not going to share this with anyone else. We're going to fit it in with a lot of the existing lore around the floating city of Noctis, which is that kind of mysterious place with the curse of undeath upon it that we've sort of touched on lore-wise a little bit, but haven't explored fully yet. So we'll come in with a bit of that, and got some cool stuff to explore there. I know a lot of people have been really excited to see more of that, so we will do some stuff with that for sure. All right, let's do our recap, let's do our intro, and let's jump into the session. No dragon tonight. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, you won't hear Tilla's voice. I will do my best impression of Tilla as we go on. I have to
go to my home planet now.
My home planet? What? No, sorry, scratch that. Archie is going to be controlling both Ted and Tilla for today's session because that was flawless. That was absolutely flawless.
I've been practicing.
Yeah. That was absolutely spot on. I think we definitely give Dragon
with this right now.
Oh, actually, I have some news that I think you need to know, Owen.
Go.
Andrew needs his birthday advantage.
When was Andrew's birthday?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. Yeah.
I'm happy to give it to you in advance if you would like it in advance of your birthday. Let me put it this way. You need to have Roll20 open tonight. I think it's probably worth you having your birthday advantage today. So happy birthday for tomorrow. Open up Roll20.
Don't tell me that. That's scary.
Open up Roll20 and please enjoy your birthday advantage.
Tonight you're gonna die, boy.
Do you remember that combustion bender? You gon' die, son. We're gonna bring him back for this. His great grandfather, die son now. He's gonna come and
die son now.
Die son now. Or die now, son.
It's a vacuum, right?
Yeah. Awesome sauce. Let's do our recap and let's jump into the session. It has been 3 years since the false Avatar Yun has been struck down, and the world now knows the name of the true Avatar, Kyoshi. With the Earth Kingdom weak and vulnerable, Kyoshi and her partner Rangi have moved out to the Akoya Peninsula. sending out a message to each of the 4 nations. Come and help the Avatar build a better future. Answering the call are brothers Ted and Jedd of the Air Nation, Keeko of the Southern Water Tribe, Lilly from Ba Sing Se, and Tilla from the Seawong Oasis. After crashing a meeting between the Fifth Nation pirates and the Yellowneck bandits, and taking out almost all of them in attendance, the team have travelled back to Yokoya via Wolf Cove. With their brief visit to the Southern Water Tribe resulting in the murder of the chief, the banishment of both Ted and Jedd from the Air Nation, as well as Keeko and Lilly overpaying for replacement furs, the team have well and truly brought some less than wanted attention to themselves and the Avatar. After spending some time sourcing furs and food to replace those lost to the pirates, the team was surprised to find they had been tracked down by a group almost as diverse as themselves. These newcomers, introducing themselves as Rosalie, Jai, Randall, and Rhinor, seem to be seeking both the group and the Avatar under orders from Rangi. The team soon learns that these newcomers were a secret sect of the White Lotus, dedicated to protecting the Avatar from unseen threats, calling themselves the Black Orchid. The recent events that had resulted in the party sidetracking to Little Island with the Avatar had triggered the Black Orchid to be dispatched, and they were keen to ensure Kyoshi was safely returned to Yokoya. While chatting with these newcomers, Lilly decided to use her spiritual connection to call out to Tomiko, hoping to warn her of the interest the Black Orchid was showing, but instead accidentally contacted Commander Eskar of the Fubai, learning that she had been hunting Lilly ever since her escape from Ba Sing Se. Attempting to break off the connection, Lilly was unfortunately too late to prevent Commander Eskar from seeing Ted, Jedd, Kyoshi, and the members of the Black Orchid. With the whole team now ready to depart in their newly repaired boat, they met at the docks and departed Wolf Cove, accompanied by the members of the Black Orchid they had already met, and the final member of their team, Akemi, a young firebender woman. The departure from the docks wasn't fully without incident, however, Keeko noticing and tracking down a spy, using a combination of gold and threatening his life to prevent him from sending information about the group out of Wolf Cove to the Ba Sing Se anti-corruption force, the Fubai. Meanwhile, Lilly attempted to open the box that she and Keeko had stolen from the black marketeer. However, some bad luck and a half-shared plan resulted in Ted pushing Lilly into the water while the box smashed open onto the docks. With the contents of the box ruined by their previous dunking in a bath by Keeko, the team now faced a few hard questions as to its state, but were able to successfully bluff their way through. After a few uneventful days at sea, the group arrived safe and sound back home at Yokoya, briefly splitting up before their meeting with Rangi to organise some personal projects. For Lilly, this involved heading to the quartermaster and creating some new bombs with the blasting jelly she had recovered from the Fire Nation ship and some recently sourced magnesium. Ted and Keeko, meanwhile, met back up with Wong to share their adventures and some loot, impressing the rotund Dao Fei bandit. Jedd, meanwhile, decided to go hunting for Tomiko, unfortunately confusing himself quite impressively with her appearance and mistaking a fisherwoman for the assassin. Meeting outside Rangi and Kyoshi's tent, we left off last session as the team were debriefing with a very frustrated Rangi, working with Kyoshi to explain some of their actions in Wolf Cove, as well as coming to an agreement about their future plans, working with the Avatar and working with Rangi. And that is where we left off last session. You had been tossing around a name to call your group that was not quite associated with Kyoshi, but could be used to kind of call out and to work underneath. And I believe you had been playing around with the idea of the Autumn Leaves, which we know in the future becomes a bit of a anarchist group that caused trouble in and around the Earth Kingdom. I think it is very, very fitting with the lore that we already have established that maybe the roots of this particular organization trace all the way back to your actions, given that anarchy is very in keeping with a lot of your decision making. Maybe not like intentionally, but absolutely in your actions and how they are executed. And I really want to put emphasis on the word executed there. So I think if you did want to commit to the Autumn Leaves, if you had any other suggestions, remember your characters have got all the opportunity to say whatever you want to say here, to go with whatever you want to go with, but I know that you were kind of fans of that last session. So that's where we kind of left off, was you chatting with Rangi and Kyoshi about what you wanted to call your group heading forwards. So we jump straight back in. As Rangi sort of stands there nodding. Yeah, I don't mind the Autumn Leaves. I mean, no connection to us. Kind of sounds a bit like a Dao Fei name. Not that that's a bad thing. I think in these situations, it's good to kind of play off some of the theatre that the old Dao Fei organizations kind of created. I mean, the Flying Opera Company with their face paints and traveling around. I think we can kind of play off that a little bit. Ideally, we don't want to call you the Flying Opera Company, though. That still has a pretty strong association, a known public association with Kyoshi. So something a bit different's not a bad idea. What do you reckon? You happy with that?
Down with the autumn leaves. And then, but change it with spring leaves, the winter leaves. It could be any leaf. Autumn leaves.
Just. I know, like, this is a really good name, but just hear me out for like 1 second. AA meeting. Avatar Assassin meeting.
Again.
I thought we were trying to move away from it.
No, we go by AA meeting, but they don't know what it means.
But people are going to figure it out.
No, we'll just make them seem like it's something else.
Yeah, like, we make it seem like they've got problems or something else.
Like they got like an addiction or something. Like addiction meetings.
Well, like Alcoholics Anonymous meetings.
Oh,
that's a good cover. Yeah.
You played right into that.
I just want to point out something really cool for you guys.
Notice someone who hangs around with alcoholics. I mean, are you cool with this?
He watches Kyoshi looking at it and goes like, I don't really care. I don't think we need to be judging people who have a problem with addiction.
Yeah.
Obscenities has just pointed out that in Japanese, autumn leaves translate to koyo, which is a pretty cool name as well. The koyo.
Is that what Uncle Roger says?
No, that's huiyo.
Oh.
When things are good. Huiyo. Yeah, and that's not Japanese either. Bit racist there, Archie.
Also like Koyo.
The one who assumes
has like a cool little
talking about him.
loud O.
You said Uncle Roger.
Yeah, I've got an uncle.
The Oyo in Koyo kind of looks like a person giving you like little eyes, like little eyebrows. I kind of like the way Koyo looks. Yeah, it's got like this little like nose and little eyebrows.
Okay.
I like Koyo. I think it looks fun.
I'm just going to record Koyo as an NPC name for future because I really like it as an NPC name. It sounds like a sort of like that could be like a name of one of the Kyoshi warriors later on. I feel like she'd be like the leader of the Kyoshi warriors. Koyo. It's a good name. I'll write it down. Thank you, Obscenities. I'm going to add that to the NPC names list. Got a big old list. Alrighty. Right. Well, look, I obviously have a bit of a chance to think on that later. Rangi sort of nods as she sees the conversation starting to go a little bit off kilter once again. What I really need to understand, I've had reports of the information scattered about this spirit. Now, I told you that I had a letter come in from the Southern Air Temple from a Master Saiyan regarding Ted and Jedd, the two of you and your status with the Air Nation, and regarding the situation that unfolded there. Now, we had a little bit of a conversation about this sunset spirit. There are just a few details I want to make sure I've got fully covered. So, just so that I understand the history of this. So a previous avatar sealed this spirit up. Yep.
Yes.
As punishment for not banishing itself to the spirit wilds, right? Or not agreeing to the separation of the human world and spirit
because
world.
He doesn't belong there. He was born here, so he wanted to stay in his world.
He couldn't
doesn't have a home there.
His
he
home
couldn't
was
go back because he wasn't going
can't
back
go banished
anywhere.
to somewhere like.
But that's a whole other question. I always thought that spirits were from the spirit wilds. Is that not
Welcome
true?
to the club.
Right.
Apparently
okay.
not. If we believe him, anyway.
So, I mean, that kind of implies that the spirit wilds and our world were once the same, and something split them.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Do you? Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a lot to sit on, and probably above my pay grade right now. That's more your problem, Kyoshi. Frankly, this is Avatar stuff. You watch as Kyoshi looks around. Rangi points right at it and goes like, I really don't have much experience with spirit stuff. This is new to me as well. I've been kind of avoiding a lot of the spirit stuff since what happened with you and Father Glowworm. Yeah, but just contact one of your past lives or something. I don't know, Kurak, or I don't know, talk to one of your past lives who knows stuff about spirits. Okay, I will set aside some time to talk to one of my past lives then. Great. You can see Kyoshi's a little bit pissy with that. Right, okay. So, are there other places like this? Because you seem to indicate that, do we need to send people out to go and investigate? What if there's other spirits trapped there?
No, we'll go do that. Don't worry about it.
You'll go do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you want to go on a
I'm
spirit
writing a
hunt?
book about it.
No. It's not all spirits. It's all like information lost that the avatar could use.
I'm actually
and I'm writing
really.
a book about it.
You're writing a book about it. Okay.
So we're doing it, not you.
Okay. What if I'm just a question? How much of this stuff are you planning on just like putting out there? Are you going to wait a little bit so that if there's like sensitive information we need to do something about, it's not just going to be in the public domain immediately?
Yeah, I mean, you can redact it if you need to.
I don't want to.
There will be edits to the book. Like if you need the edits to the book, we can organize.
No. I just want to make sure that we're not
Technical
like.
mentions of bombs and their suspicious origins and things like that.
Oh, so you're already gonna. It's not gonna be like a one-to-one telling. Is this gonna be like a sort of like a dramatized?
It's not
event?
gonna be a diary. Or
Oh,
anything.
okay, cool. It's more like a dramatized event of what you guys get up to.
Yeah, just like how people write like biographies, but they're actually just really dramatized, like fiction, basically. But there's an element of truth to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you mention that. Like, there's a, I don't know if you're aware, but in the Fire Nation right now, there's a bit of a, I don't know what to call this, like a fad, like a trend at the moment. My mother was telling me that there's now these like dramatized biographies of old Fire Nation generals and Fire Lords and stuff. I mean, you could kind of ride the wave of this if that's what you're hoping to do, Lilly.
Yeah, I'm going to be just like the Ember Island players.
I love the Ember Island players. They're so good. We should go see them, actually.
And we can use this book as propaganda to say why Avatar Kyoshi is better than everyone else.
You
I don't
watch
think
as
we need to
Rangi-
worry about that. She just is.
You watch as Rangi kind of pauses as if she's considering this. Kyoshi goes, "No, I'm not comfortable with using the Ember Island players as a propaganda machine to push a narrative. People should know the truth."
We're using my book to push a narrative. It's very different.
This feels like a lie.
The book is truthful.
I don't feel comfortable with
One of us tells
this.
the truth, and one of us always lies.
I feel very uncomfortable with that.
It's me. I always lie.
That's a terrible. Wait, but if you're the one who's telling the truth, no, but that's. I don't know how comfortable.
We all lie.
I don't know how comfortable I feel with that. Though this feels like a lie.
You don't have to be comfortable. It's okay.
The one that tells the
It'll
truth
be
isn't here at the
comfortable
moment.
for you.
You'll be comfortable for me. Okay, well that's good to know. There's a lot of parts
also
of
murder for you, so it's okay.
Again,
yeah,
I
they're
really
just helping you out in like so many different ways.
Look,
You're so welcome.
Happy to help.
I don't believe that we need to solve every problem with the sword. But there are some problems
not
that
every.
only the
That's why you
sword.
call us when you need to.
Yeah,
Good
there
thing
are.
we don't have swords.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though. There are some problems that uniquely can be solved by the sword, and there are some people who deserve death. And as long as we are,
Just let me know who.
there are. Would you deny that?
I just wasn't expecting you to say it so bluntly.
I mean, this is Owen again. You're talking to Avatar Kyoshi. I mean, you remember what she's known for, right? Like,
Yeah. Like, I don't
if
know.
I could play a
Given all the
song
shit I've been
underneath
given,
her, it would be Ruthlessness from Epic the Musical. Like,
Oh fuck
it
yes!
would- for Avatar Kyoshi, like that would be her anthem. Yeah, ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. That is 100% what she thinks. Like, sometimes you got to be ruthless to get the job done. I don't know, like, yeah. No, look, sometimes problems need the sword, and this is one of those situations. I mean, Admiral Kong. Ignore that bit. Admiral Kong.
He was the avatar. You
Yeah,
tricked us.
now I'm the real Avatar. Admiral Kong. Admiral Kong is a prime example. Now, there is a man who, if we imprison him, will just find ways to hurt people in prisons. Will find a way to escape, will hurt other people. That is a despicable person who deserves death. And I have no qualms giving him what he deserved. But I do have some qualms about ordering other people to do it. For me, sometimes it's important that I do these things, that it's me who does it. I don't want to be the person calling for blood and having others take that stain upon themselves to do so. I think it would be best if I'm not too involved in what you have to do.
Awesome, Rangy, you're now a boss.
Fine.
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
on board. Yeah, I mean, Kyoshi, I don't want to get ahead of, don't want to step on toes here, but I also hired them. They're my people, not yours.
Ooh.
You watch as Kyoshi sort of looks over surprised. Rangy goes, "No, I'm your person, but these are my people." Like, this is the you've got all your official people out there. Autumn leaves. Look, they're the ones that have fallen from the tree. They're my domain now, all right? These are my bastards. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds fine. Best if I don't know then what's happening. Yeah, I think that's true. In the spirit of that, if you don't want to hear this next bit, that's up to you. I do have some questions.
Like your ears.
Kyoshi, please don't leave. Please don't leave the Kyoshi. She's going to yell at us, please. Please don't leave.
He watches Kyoshi goes, "Are you going to yell at them?" Maybe. Depends what they answer. Kyoshi starts to sidle towards the exit of the tent.
No.
Fine.
Kyoshi.
Fine.
As an airbender, I'm gonna sit down and start to meditate.
As you sit down on the
I like
floor
that you
of the tent.
specified as an airbender.
Yeah, that
It
was
sounds like when someone says, as a Christian.
as a Crizzo, I'm going to sit here in silent judgment. You're good at that, Crizzos. As you just sit down on the floor of the tent. Is that not true? As you sit down on the floor of the tent, you watch as Rangy kind of looks down at you. Ted looks down at you, goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Am I cutting into your precious calm boy time?"
I'm just preparing.
I don't think you've got enough time to prepare yourself. I wouldn't bother.
Nothing's gonna happen. So that's all right.
As you turn around, you see Kyoshi has like moved back into the tent, gives you a pat on the arm, Jedd, and goes, "No, I'm not going to leave.
Thank God. Oh, thank God.
All right. No, I'm not going to leave. We were in this together. I imagine these are going to be questions about Little Island, correct? What happened with the..." Which is Rangy slowly nods. "Yeah, I was there for that. It's only fair that I'm here for this." "Right, what happened with the boat?"
Which boat?
The
They
one
went
that
through the-
exploded. Obviously, the
See,
one that
you knew what happened to it.
You know what happened?
I would like to hear your perspective.
Do you want the honest truth?
Yes,
or do
I would
you
like
want
the
what we're
honest
telling
truth.
everyone else?
I want the honest truth, and then together we'll come up with a... Then tell me what you've already been telling people, and then we'll come up with the best version of the story to sell to people.
Okay.
Strategizing outside of character for a second.
Who?
Am I mentioning anything about Tomoko? I don't think so, right?
No.
When you just put it all on Jedd.
I think who called blow it up? Someone called for it to blow. Like someone gave the signal. Who was that? Was it?
It was always my intention.
Yeah, it was always your intention.
It was always my intention to loot the ship and try to blow it up. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was Tilla.
No. Oh god, I really should have gone back and rewatched this. I'm pretty sure Keeko. When
Yeah, it
Keeko
was
was
me.
skating around,
Yeah.
he was like, "Go
'Cause
do your thing, I've got them distracted."
the two airbenders I know for sure were like busy taking care of like the group.
They weren't really there yet. They came in late.
No, like
I
the
was
two of us. The
distracting
two of
for
us.
you, so
Like
you
Jedd
could
and
blow
Ted.
it up, and when I was skating around,
Yeah,
that's when I was
you
giving you
signaled
the
to me.
signal.
Yeah,
when they were
because
close enough.
you and I were always going to go on the ship because we knew that we would be
Yeah.
able to find something that would either be explosive or valuable on the ship. So that was always the plan.
And I
think
think Tilla.
You
Tilla
said
was,
that there might be like some way for me to plant explosives in the hull of the ship. And that's why we were going there in the first place. It was
Yeah,
always the
because
plan to
like, they
blow
were
it
going
up.
to take you to the brig.
Tilla was fighting what's his face.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedd and Ted were helping the Avatar just keep people off her back while she was fighting
Yeah.
Animal Glass.
Okay, are we telling Rangy that it was our original plan to do this
God, no.
all, or are we pretending that it was like a spur of the moment kind of
Spur of
thing?
the moment thing, 100%.
Okay.
I say lay it all out. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Just tell
I mean,
the
the worst
truth,
that's gonna happen
guys.
is she just
Yeah.
yells at us.
Tell the
She'll probably,
truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
she'll probably appreciate that we're telling her the truth more than
Yeah.
anything.
Not
That's
for a penny,
true.
for a pound. Don't be a pussy. Tell the truth.
All
Is that
right.
the saying? Is that the end half of that saying?
Hey, in for a penny, in for a pound. Don't be a pussy, tell the truth. Pretty sure that's how the saying goes.
Yeah, that's the one I know. Okay, so back in character then. Lily will kind of just like.
You've been silent for a moment,
and
staring at each other. Like, feel free to answer at any moment.
Lily's
We've
kind of
learned how
like
to
shift
communicate
from
with
foot to
facial
foot.
cues.
And she's gonna say, "Well, there was the yellow necks, right? And then there was the pirate people. And
Fifth
they
Nation.
were like getting together. Yep. And they were all getting together, and they were planning on like joining forces or something. Like it was supposed to all be like this peace thing.
Yeah, fuck that. Not good.
I remember how you sent us to go capture or find out about the Yellowneck Bandits. Well, the leader, King, was with the Yellowneck Bandits that we originally went and fought, and he recognized me.
Shit. Okay. Fair enough.
So we had already kind of gotten one of the Fifth Nation on side, and he was like worried for my safety because I'm an adorable child. So then when the Yellowneck guy arced up, the Fifth Nation people were like, whoa, like you can't hurt a child. And then
I'm
a whole
really
bunch of fighting
surprised the
happened.
Fifth Nation were not on board with child hurting. You got lucky.
Yeah, well,
Who was
one of
this
the-
who you
one of
had
them
on the
was.
side?
Craig. His name was Craig. He was like second in command.
Craig, hang on. I've got that name here somewhere.
He's really lovely. We like him. We were going to bring him back for you, but then he ran away.
It is on site with him now, though.
Yeah.
Kyoshi.
He was very slippery.
He was there. He was on the fleet that was sunk. He got away. You watch as Kyoshi nods very slowly. Well, I knew that some would have escaped that day. Interesting. Carry on.
Well, he helped save my life because then Mr. Glass showed up, and Mr. Glass was all cranky and scary and stuff.
Admiral Korg.
And then he
Admiral Glass.
killed a child.
He killed a child?
So I think it was he's a young boy.
It was like 15.
Like a teenager, late teens.
Basically a child.
Well, that's despicable, obviously.
Yeah, and then Craig thought that was a really bad thing. So then I was like, well, I like Craig. Craig thinks that killing, teenagers is a bad thing. So Craig's probably not a bad person.
Pretty baseline, though, isn't it, if we think about that?
Yeah, look, the bar's pretty fucking low. I'm from
Yeah.
Ba Sing Se.
Yeah. That's what they say
Pretty
about Ba
fucking
Sing
low.
Se. Yep. Okay.
Low bar.
Yep.
And then, well, a whole bunch of fighting happened. And then Keeko did some like real cool, like slick moves and was like helping distract them so that I could try to run away. So I ran for the ship and blew it up.
This was the Fire Nation ship that had been stolen, right?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of blasting jelly underneath. I actually gave some blasting jelly to... Oh, fuck, what was her name again? I can't remember because I got the two names in my head because you didn't
I've
know
got
the
it here,
name
I've got it
last
here.
session
I got it
either.
here. It's all right. Give me a second. I'll find it. I got it here. Bear with me while I locate it.
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, where are we? Now I've got to
Jose.
find it too. Give me a moment. I'll find it. It'll be here somewhere.
Yeah. The ammunitions lady.
I'll locate it. While I'm doing that, carry on.
Yeah. So I've already given some of that to her so that she can help with the clearing.
Quartermaster
Aichu. I gave some to Aichu so that she can help with some of the clearing of the old rubble and stuff like that.
Okay, we're going to have to be careful with that. I happen to know who owns that ship and whose blasting jelly it was that was taken. That was...
Was it Craig? No,
It wasn't his ship, no, but I happen to know the Fire Nation family who were supposed to be in control of that.
They're going to get in trouble.
Well, I mean, they've already been in trouble. Their family's been stripped of their titles and they no longer hold rank within the Fire Nation capital. But the three that were banished who've been trying to get that ship back for the last 3 years, since it was stolen by the Fifth Nation, we're going to need to make sure they know that it's been sunk and that they stop searching and basically give up on ever being welcomed back into the Fire Nation.
They can probably like raise the ship again if they have enough manpower.
You said it got blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know
all the blasting jelly really went up in like a beautiful cloud.
Yeah, it's the blasting jelly they needed to recover, and the stripping of their titles and honor was because they let pirates sneak into a shipyard at night and just sail the ship out. It was a scandal at the time. The Hui family never really recovered, to be honest, in the eyes of the Fire Nation. They've pretty much lost all. Yeah. That's what we say. No way. Yeah, the leader, Jose Hui. We say, no way, Jose. She's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty brutal.
Well, that sucks to be them because the blasting jelly is long fucking gone now.
Yeah, I'll make sure that message gets to them. There are places they can settle. Some of the outer islands. It sucks, but what can you do? It would have been good if we could have recovered the ship for them. That would have been pretty good. We might have been able to put a very grateful person in the Fire Nation military.
Look, it would have been really cool. We would have probably died trying to do that, though.
But you know what else
we
was
were
cool?
vastly outnumbered.
I much prefer
That
you not
giant
being
explosion
dead.
was awesome.
So how many barrels was it? Because the official report says there's only 2 barrels that were taken, but I always suspected it was more than that.
3 or 4?
It was like 4.
It was like 4.
Yeah,
I stole some out of one of them.
So they lied as well. Amazing.
Yeah.
And that.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and that's not to. I mean, that's even assuming the Fifth Nation haven't used any of the blasting jelly they stole in the last 3-4 years.
Did we come across any like deep sea mines or anything like that?
You did.
They would have used it for that, right?
You came across some around the sunken ship.
Yeah. That was fresh.
Yeah. The angler something.
Yeah,
squid?
there was a
Angler eel.
Angler eel.
Fresh, like sunken ship, and there was like deep sea mines there. So I'm assuming that's what they use that for.
Okay. I might get that information to that family. Maybe they can go and clear some of that stuff out, and that'll be how they regain some of their honor. I mean, if they can reclaim that, I'm guessing that's in the waters south, nowhere near us.
It's very cold.
Right, we'll use the blasting
know.
jelly.
Yeah, very south.
We'll use the blasting jelly secretly and make sure no one can tie it back to the family. Sorry, Huays. Sucks to be you. All right, so you snuck on board, found 4 barrels of blasting jelly. Shit was going down outside. Admiral Kong was there. Kyoshi at this point chimes in. Rangi, at this point, I was trapped within a sphere of whipping glass shards that were tearing bits off me. And his bending technique with glass, I've never seen anything like it. I had no counter for it in that moment. If Ted hadn't rushed forwards and done some very, very quick airbending to break through the wall of glass, and if Lilly hadn't detonated the blasting jelly on the ship, I might not have made it back. I was not prepared for that fight. Not as prepared as I thought I was. You watch as Rangi pauses, nods, and goes, see, I'm now stuck between yelling at you for going into this situation when you knew that you shouldn't be there.
And thanking us.
But also being really grateful that you've brought my love back to me without missing limbs or... yeah, in a box. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's just say then the Fifth Nation hadn't been storing the blasting jelly correctly in the chaos of the fight. I mean, there were firebenders amongst the Fifth Nation, I'm guessing.
Yep. They weren't very good shots either, if that helps.
Okay, we can work with that. And if they were shooting, I mean, I'm guessing at this point, airbenders, what were you were up in the sky flying around? What was the...
Oh, yes. No, what? But yeah, we could say that.
Okay. Well, then I think we can...
Yep.
I think we can say this was...
I said we weren't.
Yeah, we were on the ground.
We were on the ground.
Let's say you were up in the air because
yeah, let's just say
much easier to... I mean, everyone's going to believe in airbenders flying around avoiding conflict. It's actually harder to sell that you were there on the front line. That's actually much harder for people to believe.
Wait, we're not meant to be there on the front line? Shit,
well,
we've been doing this wrong this whole time.
It's pretty unusual for airbenders to be
I went and saved Kyoshi and hid in the back.
That sounds
I
much
was
more...
beating up people.
So Kyoshi in danger, I helped her.
I'm going to say you were running interference, flying around, making it look like there were...
Just make sure you mention that I saved Kyoshi, and that's fine.
But the whole point is to have you lot be a secret group, not affiliated with the Avatar.
Names can't
How about this? Rangi walks up to you, Ted, puts an arm on your shoulder, looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "Thank you for saving the love of my life. I really appreciate
That's
it."
enough for me. That's
She then leans in, gives you a hug, pulls you in, pats you on the head and goes,
that
"All right,
feels weird.
I've had enough of that
That
now.
hugged
Fuck
me.
off." So,
that helped me.
You could say it was Man-Bat that saved her.
Yeah.
sorry, man bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
Fuck's a man bat?
That was after the fight. We weren't up to that yet.
Well,
He
no,
was
no,
an
no, hang on.
airbender.
no, that happened
Other-
beforehand.
No,
it was both.
after.
It was before and after.
Hang on, so there was another rogue airbender there, calling himself Man Bat.
He's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Like I was just flying
Unstable?
around one night. He jumped me. I pushed him off, and then like he fell to the ground and flew away. It was really weird.
Surely you mean Wolf Batman?
Oh, probably.
Or like
I didn't get it. I didn't get his
Snake
name.
Batman?
He,
Or like Man
Oh, no, no,
Bat
no,
Snake?
no.
Didn't catch his name.
What the fuck's a
We didn't,
bat?
like-
That's weird.
he
Surely
just
it's a...
jumped me. He
Okay.
attacked me.
Yep.
Then he flew off. It
So
was
he's-
really confusing.
Okay, so hang on. So there was a nut job there. An
Yeah.
insane rogue. Okay,
Oh,
great.
yeah, he
I
needs
think.
help.
There was more nut jobs there. It wasn't just him.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm trying to
Yeah, we
get
had these
you
two.
lot out of the fire on this one and
Oh,
pin it
yeah.
on someone else. This
you
this
can
Man-Bat.
blame it on this nut job. That
This
is also
man-
an
bat.
error.
Man Bat weirdo. Look, perfect. That'll do. Did anyone else witness him there?
Yeah, there
we go.
was a couple
All
of
the dead people.
All the dead people.
Dead men
there was a
unfortunately
couple
tend
of
not to tell
Fifth
tales.
Nation There was a
I
couple of
watched the
Fifth
movie.
Nation
that
that he
Fifth
beat
Nation?
up.
Okay, they're still alive.
I think so. We didn't kill them.
What happened to them?
I don't know. We just left
Gave
them in the cave.
You left them on the island.
I think so. I don't remember.
Were they tied up?
I think so.
I think so.
Fuck. Okay. How well did you tie them
Who
up?
was with me?
We did a
Jedd.
pretty good job.
Was it
tying them
Yara
up.
or Kyu that was with me?
Oh, it was Yara. Yeah.
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 Like they were pretty well tied
How
up.
well were they tied up?
Yeah.
Did you do a good job with the knots?
Probably like a
Yara helped me.
8 out of.
What was their
14.
access to fresh water and food like?
Yeah, it's
There was
been
no
longer
fresh
than
water on
2
the island.
days, hasn't it?
There was
Yeah.
no fresh water on the island.
You can last a while without fresh water.
I'm
totally
pretty sure.
forgot about
48
that.
hours is about what you can last without fresh water.
Also, I don't think there was any food either because we took most of it back.
And we did take
Man,
a lot
that
of the
probably went
alcohol
back for them.
in we did take a lot of the alcohol
Back when you went to finish the
while
job.
stash.
Hang on, Keeko, one more time. I missed that. That sounded important.
Yeah, no, we like Ko and I before we left, we took a bunch of like the water and the beer and all the stuff that was in the supplies. So
Yeah.
we did take all the supplies before.
Okay,
we
so
left.
there
That was
were
their
supplies
stash.
that might have prolonged their life, but you took them all.
Yeah, we did take
Also-
them. Even the fish beer, we took the fish beer too.
Okay,
All
we
the
took
boats that
everything.
were there
I'm going to ask
got
about
sunk,
fish beer later,
except
but I'm
for the
scared
one
about
that
opening
we
up
had.
that can of worms right now. We'll come back to that. I'm going to ask you what fish beer is at the end if
I
we have
wouldn't.
time.
Don't worry
I've got
about
a
it.
lot of
I
follow-up
wouldn't.
questions, but we're going to move on because I can't wrap my head around that one right now. So, hang on. So you left 2 people tied up. Just left
Is
them
this what we're
there.
getting caught up at now? Like, is this where we're getting
Well,
caught
this
up?
seems important because these 2 people are potential witnesses to what happened there.
Was it
Well,
just 2
You
people?
know who else witnessed it? The pirate hunters. So you can just, when they come back, you can talk
Yeah,
to them about it.
Yara was there with me. She's
Okay.
a credible witness.
What, to you tying up these people and leaving them
No,
there?
to
She
Man-Bat.
helped.
To Man-Bat.
But also
to Man-Bat.
Man-Bat. She
Okay.
killed Man-Bat
Man-Bat.
with me.
Okay.
We encountered him together and he was a weirdo and then he flew off into the air.
I'm going to quickly send a message to Wong.
Yeah.
We're going to need to send him down to Little Island to see what's happened here.
You might
I'll be
need to
back
send a
in a
couple of
moment.
boxes.
To be fair, I was with a responsible adult, and that responsible adult did not do the responsible adulting.
Yara is
Therefore, I'm blaming this
16,
on Yara.
17. Yara is
She's
16, 17.
She's more of a responsible adult than I
Older
am.
than she's older than you.
That's true.
I don't think either of us told anyone about the people
No,
in the cave
it was
either
just you
until
two.
now.
Also, Keeko and Ko were drunk the whole
Tell them about
time, so
Man-Bat.
like they had no idea.
Yeah, I've been sitting on that bun for a while now too, just waiting for us to get to the discussion of like, you just left these people here. And I thought about the time, I was like, oh, should I ask you what you do with those people? And I was like, nah, you haven't brought it up, so I'm not going to bring it up. We're going to see what happens later. No, if you don't want to talk about
ships off the island, right?
Oops.
Like we sunk all the ships that were there.
Yeah.
Like Lilly can just temporarily mark 2 more lines into her.
Not yet,
bag.
not yet, not
In a
yet.
book.
You
Not
know
yet.
what's worse?
Just
Schrodinger's
sink the
victims.
ships.
Schrodinger's victims. We don't know whether they're. We don't know whether they're. We don't know whether
I'm
they're
just
victims
gonna put
or
in
not.
brackets 2 times Schrodinger.
Yeah, that'll do.
Whoa.
Like, not only did we sink the ships, but we took all the resources to make another ship.
Yes, you did to make your. Yeah. That's correct. Yeah, this will be
Oh
fun.
no.
Rangi walks out. He watches Kyoshi sits there for a moment, or stands there for a moment, nodding, and goes like, "You never mentioned that there were 2 people you took prisoner before."
I forgot.
Fair enough.
In all the excitement of Manbat.
Fair enough. That was
I
pretty
thought he was the
distracting.
more important thing to tell you guys about.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, yeah. Whoops.
You live and learn, right? You live and learn.
Look, Admiral Kong got everything that was coming to him. But I'm not sure those 2 people deserved to die of thirst, tied up in a cave.
That would have been a pretty rough way to go.
Yeah.
How long has it been since we were on Little Island?
It's been at least 3 days since we were there.
Yeah.
They've probably eaten each other.
One of them's eaten the other.
Or
If
they've
Manbat didn't eat
eaten
them
through the rope
Man,
and
got
they
them
freed
first, though.
themselves and they're fine.
How did you tie them?
There's a lot of condensation.
Hogtied.
caves. If they lick the walls, they could survive.
Is that
Yeah,
true?
look,
Was
they
there condensation in the
were-
cave? I distinctly
No,
remember it being
no,
a
I didn't walk
sandstone
in there, but
island.
Probably.
Sandstone's
It was
quite
very
porous.
dry.
cave.
Condensation
Yeah, it's very dry.
doesn't normally stick to the outside of
okay, no,
sandstone. It's
they're
quite
bones.
porous.
They're bones.
You can
No,
last
that's true.
3 days without water. So
Yeah, but it's going to take another
they're
2 for someone to get there.
They're okay for now.
At this point in time, they're okay.
You do not know.
I
that.
mean, if they drink each other's pee, it's like perpetual like hydration.
Did you
Oh,
tie them
that
up
was-
69ing?
They're
If
just
you
like-
drink someone else's pee, you can
I
stay
watched a
hydrated.
movie on that,
not your
but it's
pee.
not tea.
They're just like 69ing, like hogtied,
like
like on their
human
sides.
Human centipede, but for hydration.
I don't think we
More
need
like
to go.
human centipede.
Wow. This is not the turn I thought we were taking tonight.
They were definitely hogtied, so there's no way that unless one of them like managed to roll over and eat through the bindings of the other
Were
person.
either of them benders by any chance?
I don't think so.
But they were.
Well, there goes that out.
Although, like, we don't know for sure because they were knocked out by the time we got there.
Rangi soon emerges back into the tent, shaking her head and goes, "All right, Wong's on his way there now."
Did we even check if they were wounded at all? Like, they
They
could
were
have been
knocked
bleeding out.
They're probably emotionally wounded
I,
now.
Were
I
they
don't
knocked
think
out?
they were bleeding.
Wait, so
They
hang on,
were
hang on,
knocked
whoa. So
out.
you didn't? Hang on. Did you tie them up, or were they? I'm just really confused because suddenly, like, what happened? Did you?
So
you
they
I
didn't-
don't know.
explosion
My
went
memory's kind of
You
hazy.
didn't knock
Explosion
these
went
people
off.
out.
They were still
The
alive.
explosion went off. They got knocked out by the explosion.
No, they didn't. They got
Oh, they
knocked
didn't?
out by Manbat.
Okay, hang
You
on. Whoa,
weren't
whoa.
there
So we
that
can pin this
episode.
on Manbat. We can pin this on Manbat
Yeah.
too. Okay, great.
Manbat knocked them out.
Man,
Because we heard noises coming from the cave and we followed the noises and we saw him standing over these 2 prone bodies.
Wait, so these people never saw you?
I don't think so.
Whoa!
I don't remember them
She
waking up
sprints
when
out.
we.
She sprints out. Go and get Wong. A
I don't
moment
think
later.
they woke up when we were hog tying them. I think we just tied them to be safe and then we left.
A moment later, Rangi comes back and he goes, "Okay, well then I'm not fucking sending Wong to go get them. Then we'll send a hawk down to the Southern Water Tribe, and it can be their problem. It's got nothing
I
to do
still
with
want
us
to know
anymore."
if they're alive.
Yeah, that's why I'm sending someone from the Southern Water Tribe. But I just needed to know that they didn't know who you
It
were or
wasn't-
could identify
I-
you. If they can't identify you, I give a lot less of a shit. I'm not sending Wong on a fucking 2-day bender
like
down
now-
towards the Southern
now
Water
they're
Tribe.
I
actually
really
credible for
hope they
Manbat.
didn't actually see us. I'm gonna
I
have
really
to go
hope
back
not.
and rewatch that episode. to
Lily,
know what happened.
Lily, I'm going to ask this because it's very important. Do we need to send someone down there to like make sure that they can't identify you lot?
How long's the flight?
I don't know. Can I do a roll or something and you can just tell me, Owen? Because I did not remember. That was weeks ago.
I don't think I'm going to allow that. I think it's funnier. I think it's funnier if you don't know. So I'm going to stick with that.
I think, just gonna let you know, they're gonna be dead if no matter who gets there.
Oh, what a shame. Anyway,
Because
they're dead anyway.
not only do they have to get to the island, they have to find them on the island.
they're not.
I mean,
hard to
it's
find.
not,
There's
mate. It's not going to be
caves.
hard. It's literally called Little Islands. Like,
No.
It ain't big.
Two people went in to search for food and water, didn't
Yeah.
see them.
yeah, because they weren't where the food and water was. They were sentries who were off trying to find the boat.
And if they are found, they're probably delirious anyway. So who's going to believe them?
Wait, you
They've
left
been-
them in the elements?
No, they're in
Oh
a
god,
cave.
they're so dead.
They were in a cave.
There's no
In a
roofs on
porous
any of the
cave.
cave. Remember, the only
Oh
roof
yeah,
was
there
the
was like an
tarp
awning
that had been set up. They
Yeah,
weren't.
and we took that
that I dove through.
You left
and
them
we
in
used
the
the sail.
elements. They've got hypothermia. They just died.
I'm going to let the Southern Water Tribe deal with this. It's not. I don't think we need to. do anything
Hello,
about this.
darkness, my old
No
friend.
friend.
Yeah.
They're probably just dead. It's probably fine.
Outside, you hear Wong singing "In the Arms of the Angels" as he's just like getting ready to depart. All right. Great. Well, we're just going to blame all this on Manbat. The Firebenders from the Fifth Nation accidentally set their own ship on fire in the chaos. I think people would believe that, and because they didn't know that it was, maybe they didn't know how volatile blasting jelly was. I think that's pretty understandable. The Fifth Nation wouldn't necessarily know the value of what they had or the safety that they needed to show around it. I think we can sell this. Is there anything else I need to know about any of what happened to make sure that none of this comes back to you lot? This is in your own self-interests. I'm not going to fire you. You're still working for me. This is just so I can take care of you and make sure you're okay, so that you can then take care of Kyoshi. That's my only goal.
Well,
So just honesty is the best policy here, because if I know about it, I can help you. If I don't know about it, makes it a lot harder.
Do I need to talk about our recruits?
Your
that came to
recruits? What do you mean, your
Oh,
recruits?
fuck.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a
there
lot
was
of very
some-
upset and worried faces.
There was some other airbenders involved.
We got
Now,
some help.
this wasn't a group decision that made this come true. This was one person taking this upon themselves.
Also, their master might maybe know that I'm the one who blew up the ship.
Right,
He doesn't know
Master
for sure,
Seon.
but he has a feeling.
He's got vibes.
Okay,
He's
Yeah,
got
he's
vibes.
got a
Those
vibe.
vibes aren't wrong, but he's
I'll make sure that we have a chat with Master Seon. Keeko, you're not in that much trouble, mate. You don't need to hide underneath your hood. It's okay.
I felt like my fever was coming back, so just
I just thought it was a good lore way to just like quickly like bring in the fact that you're having a bit of a wardrobe costume change in the background. I was like, oh, this will be fun. We can call this out and have fun with it.
I'm just hiding.
I'm scared of me getting in trouble, Rangy. Please don't yell at me. I'm a special boy and it's my birthday. Please don't yell at me.
Don't walk at me, please.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So Master Seon, that's a separate issue. The Airbenders generally have a bit of a non-involvement thing going on. He doesn't know for sure that you did it, right? Right? Your silence really doesn't fill me with a lot of hope.
He's like 60% sure.
Okay, but that's
maybe
not 100.
70.
That's not
Maybe
100.
like 70.
Okay, still not 100. If it goes
just
up another 10%, I'm a
before-
bit more scared, though. The fact that you were willing to jump it up from 60 to 70 within 3 seconds does concern me. I'm leaving room open if anyone wants to push that number up any higher.
Just before he left the Southern Water Tribe, he told me he knows that the explosives are me, but he can't prove it.
Okay,
That's good.
Because we were kind of in the same place as two different large explosions going off.
Just a
Seon
coincidence.
was at the Southern Water Tribe and saw what happened to the chief,
He didn't directly see what happened to the chief,
but he knows.
but
like
he did know about the explosion, and that's why these
Okay.
two are vanished again.
All right, we'll obviously need to take out Master Seon. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm
I think-
kidding.
I think we
Obviously,
should
I'm
just
kidding.
kill him.
Oh, I think
No,
we should.
what? No,
Oh, right, yeah.
that was a
I have this
test.
kind of explosive that I think.
I'm going to stop you right there. That was a test, not the right answers.
Flashbang still? If we have a flashbang, he can just go blind, right?
Well,
Then take him out.
no.
Blind people can still talk. We cut out his tongue.
No, okay. Holy shit. He's an airbender.
That's
Guys,
everything gone.
he's an airbender. He's an old man living on the top of the southern air
Do you know how
temple.
He's
scary
an
that
old man,
is?
so he'll be
Yeah.
dead soon.
He's a
Sure.
very scary man.
Sooner
Sure.
if we get our way.
No. We don't need to. The Air Nation don't get involved in the stuff that's happening outside of their own temples.
Especially not now.
It's a whole isolationist thing. I really
Especially
thoroughly
not
disapprove
now.
of it.
We really
But
make
in this
sure of that.
instance, I'm kind of on board with it. I don't think he's going to say or do anything unless he had like abject proof and a reason to come after you. I think we're in the clear on this one.
So
What about the girl or the other two?
yeah,
One
like
of the two.
Other two airbenders
The
came
other two
down. Like,
recruits.
so someone recruited people to come join in the fight.
Yeah.
They arrived, got shot the hell up, and left. I'm pretty sure.
Did they
no,
see
they-
you detonate the ship?
No, they didn't. No,
They saw the ship explode.
I
Okay.
convinced them that we didn't know how it happened.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Any pirates apart from the two that you left on Little Island tied up? Is there anyone else who might know more? Craig. Where's Craig now?
Yeah,
Good question.
On the ocean somewhere.
he's
On a stolen boat.
he's on site. We murder. Like, there's no. You're not going to stop us from this one. It's on site.
I like Craig.
Craig
He
was
sunk our ship.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
He's
and then you
cool.
patched it back up again.
He saved my life from Mr. Glass. I am not
He's-
killing him on
He
sight.
saved my life as well. He saved.
If you try to
he
kill
saved
him, I'll
both our
blow your
lives.
brains out.
Exactly right.
Okay.
This is exactly why you were excommunicated from the Airbenders. I'm sorry that was a bit rough, but
No, I think there was other
Killing
reasons.
I think there was other things that were happening, but yeah, you're
was the-
pretty accurate. Yeah.
It was the murdering that got him excommunicated, yeah.
Archie, we need your vote. How do you feel about Craig?
I don't know who that is.
He's also like a war criminal and pirate. Just so you're all aware, he is a war criminal and pirate.
Yeah.
And so's Keeko.
Sorry, what?
yeah,
Jesus Christ!
Oh, did she not know?
No.
I love this.
I thought this was all out of character for
This
right
is
now.
this is
to
the
be
first
honest.
time. This is the first time one of these revelations hasn't been directly fucking over Archie, which is why he's so happy right now.
Yeah, right.
I've
Oh
just
my
been
God, that's
super
not where
honest
my
this whole
camera should
time. It's
stop.
fun.
That's not it.
I'll here you go. I'll there you go. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off for the moment until you got it working again. Hey, there you go. It's off anyway. It's exactly an hour. Right. Okay. So. Okay. I was actually I almost didn't ask that last question. I'd almost wrapped up, and then I thought I'll just double check some things. I'm really pleased that I did now. Keeko.
Hey.
Hey.
So good to hear from you again, Rangi. How's things? That's good.
Yeah. Great. Just a bit concerned though, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot.
It's okay. We burned all his bounties.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no bounties left. They're all gone. And the art was
And we
Every-
know who's running them anyway.
Every bounty that's ever been printed about you's gone. How the fuck did you manage that?
No. Just the master copy and like a
Just-
few we found along the way.
Yeah, master copy of who we found in.
So just so you know, there's still plenty out there.
You don't
Okay,
know
but hang
this.
on.
You shut up.
Hang
You
on,
don't know
hang on. But
anything
the
about
master
this.
copy, but the
No.
master copy's gone.
Master copy's
Yes.
gone.
And that was
the
in the
bounty
Water
hunters we
Tribe.
made friends with. We destroyed their copies.
Okay.
But
Are
yeah,
you
we were
wanted
the last
anywhere
one by
else apart from the Southern Water Tribe?
Not to my knowledge.
Like,
Not yet.
so the way I mean, I'm sure you know this, Keeko, given that you're clearly a criminal. The way that bounties work is that normally crimes that you commit inside a nation, minus the Air Nation, of course, they do their own shit. But within the Fire Nation, well, the Fire Nation do their own shit too. You normally just get executed in the Fire Nation. But within the Earth Kingdom and within the Water Tribe, if you commit a crime within those vague jurisdictions and you get away, normally a bounty is issued. Now, if you're caught, if things are sent out, let's say to the Earth Kingdom, you committed a crime in Wolf Cove, you're in the Earth Kingdom now in hiding. maybe let's say Sheriff from the Seawong Oasis, Tilla, let's call her for this example, catches you and decides to hand you in for the bounty. Now, she can't hand you into the Earth Kingdom. You're not wanted there. They have to send communication to the Southern Water Tribe, messenger bird, to see if the bounty is still active, because sometimes they've been handed in. If the master copy is gone from the Southern Water Tribe, and that is the only place that has that copy and where you are wanted for those crimes, even if you are caught in the Earth Kingdom, if that communication is sent back and the master copy is no longer there, they can't hold you unless you've committed other crimes within their territory. But they can't cash the bounty.
Good, then.
How many crimes have you committed?
What were the crimes?
Outside of the water.
What were the crimes to you?
Outside of the Water Tribe.
If you just want to tell this one to me, I'm happy with that. If you don't want to share this, but I do need to know what your crimes were, Keeko.
Well,
I'm guessing
raided a bunch around the Water Tribe.
So pillage, larceny.
Yeah. Pretty much just stealing and killing, really.
Killing.
So nothing crazy.
No. Rewind. Killing that's a pretty fucked up thing to do. Did you kill anyone?
Yes.
Directly?
How many people?
I don't know.
That's a real 10?
Probably.
Rookie numbers, dude.
Your vagueness on this is absolutely horrifying. These are human beings, and you don't know who it is.
Well, I couldn't really count, because I'd be the person, I'd go down, and I'd put down little bombs and stuff like that that'll blow up ships, and they would hit ships and blow them up. So I didn't really know how many people I killed. Some probably survived.
How are there 2 of you in the one group?
3.
You also use bombs to kill people, Jedd.
Oh, no. I just killed people on ships.
So are we just being 100% honest and telling her our entire life stories at this point, or?
She might as well know why I got kicked out, right?
Tilla,
At this point, I'm just in
days
for
ago
it.
for being too honest.
In for a penny, in for a pound, or something.
For a penny, for a pound.
Hey, if Fusion needs us to be we're the hit team now, she needs to know what we're capable of.
Yeah.
I just don't know if we ever made a canon exactly how many people I killed, but I think it was somewhere around 10 or so.
Okay, but these weren't people you didn't go up and just murder people. These were ships that sunk, and your actions, you're taking responsibility for your actions to sink these ships, to detonate these explosives.
Yes.
Well, yeah, there were a couple that are more up close and personal, but mostly yes.
These people, were they random innocent civilians during raids? Were they people coming after you? They were bad people.
Bad people.
Define bad people, Keeko. You were a member of a pirate organization. I would normally define them as the bad people in that particular scenario.
Well, they had things that we asked for, and they would say no.
So hang on. So they had possessions.
He was killing merchants. Yes.
So they had possessions they didn't want to give you.
They would attack us first, and then we attacked them.
Are you sure about that? Because that's normally not how piracy works. Normally, merchants don't go around picking fights with heavily armed pirates. Traditionally, at least in my experience, they tend to try and run.
Some of the merchants were pretty heavily armed as well. They attacked heat, so we had to defend ourselves. Okay, I'm not justifying it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I killed merchants.
Because, it's not like you were just, in the ocean minding your own business and a merchant ship comes up and says, yeah, pirates, we got loads of gold, but you can't have any, and then attacks you. You're not trying to sell that to me, are you?
Sometimes it felt like that. You're just on the ocean minding your own business, and then, merchant ship rocks up. It's uh-oh.
Keeko,
and
I think I might have been giving you a bit too much credit. I'm going to pull back my expectations a little bit.
That's wise.
The captain of whatever ship you were on, 100% was placing your boat on trade routes. These are areas of the ocean where ships can travel, normally the shortest or safer distance between 2 locations. Yep, you with me?
I see you've played Knifey Spoony before, Rangi. Yes.
Okay. So, I need to know now, these ships, these merchant vessels that you attacked with the pirate crews that you were part of, any Fire Nation, Earth Kingdom that would have gotten away to identify you particularly?
No, no one got away. No.
Jesus.
Well, I'm encouraged and horrified by that revelation.
Thank
Great.
you. And
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know if I want to know the answer to this, but have you killed anyone else since joining our team?
No. No, been very explicit. Wait. No.
No, you haven't.
You're
No,
not
I
sure.
haven't. I've been very explicit to not kill. There was that guy I could have killed who was gonna rag us towards the Earth Nation.
You should have killed him.
Kill him. I didn't kill him. I just paid him off. And then when we were in the Earth, not the thing, the Water Chief's hole, and all the killing started. I didn't kill any of the guards there. I tried to befriend. I actually made friends with one dude. Actually knew him, and he became a friend and helped us out. And then I tried to get his friend to become a friend of ours, but he got scared and said stuff that's not paid enough, and he ran off.
Okay.
I've been pretty adamant to not killing people. I'm more of a friendly person these days.
Okay,
So I'm making amends.
So you regret your actions
Assist only.
and your association with the pirates, and you're now trying to not be a murderous psychopath.
Yes, exactly it.
Next time you share this, and I strongly encourage you to never share what you just shared with me ever again with anyone, but the next time you inevitably do, try not to sound so proud of it, if you can. Try and come across some regret about, and I hesitate to say this, but maybe try and push forward that this was something you were forced to do because of the situation you were in on the pirate ship. This wasn't something you willingly and joyfully embraced. You were pushed into this by the circumstances in which you found yourself.
Okay. I can
Is that
do
true?
Because like it was.
I really
something
want
that
to
we
believe
had
that's
be,
true.
It was something we were taught to be proud of, and I always thought that was pretty wrong. But when you just finished doing your raid, and everyone's like, "Yeah, how many did you get, mate?" And it's like, "Oh, I got 3 of them." "Oh yeah, mate, good on you." And like, it was just part of the whole fun of it. And it's taken a while to drill that in my brain. Like, oh, that's kind of a fucked up thing, wasn't it? So I think I will lead off that a little bit more. Like, not proud of it, but I just more nonchalant. I thought was the way to handle it, but I guess nonchalant's probably not the way to handle murder.
Deep regret.
Yeah, it is.
Deep regret is how I would embrace.
Okay, nonchalant. Lilly says nonchalant's pretty good.
Yeah, she's a fucking child who has blown people up with a bomb. She does not know any better on this one, and we'll be getting to you in a moment, Lilly. Don't worry, because I have some reports
Lilly,
from Barsing saying
Lilly,
that we
Lilly, run away,
really
quickly,
need to
run.
discuss.
Scatter.
Okay.
I just like throw down one of my flashbangs.
Smoke bomb.
Okay.
Now you see
Please,
her. Now you see
smoke bomb.
nothing because you're
You're not a-
blind.
Yeah, not a flashbang, please. Just
Now, we need to have a
Tonight.
talk about... And as Rangi goes to say something else, you watch as the tent flap is pushed open, and a earthbender you don't recognize, a rather tall man, looks to be in his sort of like mid-50s, probably.
remember.
No. Graying earthbender.
Mole man.
What are you talking about?
I think he said
Mole man.
Airbender.
Earthbender.
Evil. Is that the villain from The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Which one?
I was,
Knew it.
The
I was
Mole
thinking
Man. No, the
of the mole
Underminer.
man from Lust.
Oh, that's the Underminer. That's it.
What about the mole man dude that they found in
The Simpsons?
Embers of War?
King? No.
Yeah. You
King.
He has a name a lot.
No, Ruler. It was Ruler, not King.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
he was the emperor. Yeah, he was
I
the
had a
emperor.
moment there.
Yeah.
Had a moment there. Yeah, R-U-L-A. Yeah. 50-something-year-old earthbender pushes open the flaps. You can see graying on his temples, really short sort of like goatee, salt and pepper through it. As he pushes open the door, sees Rangi, strides straight past all of you, whispers something in her ear. If anyone wants to try and overhear, I'd like an assess the situation. But as soon as he finishes whispering that, you watch as Rangi sort of like double takes and looks at him and goes, "What? Now? Here?" He nods.
I rolled an 8.
I also rolled an 8.
Hey.
9.
9 for
Fine.
Keeko. And
Hey.
for
I just hear
Ted,
my heart beating. My heart is beating. I hear it. I
Ted,
heard it.
2. That's a miss. For a moment, Ted, you're not so sure it is. You can't hear it. And then you like Oh, it's still going. It's still going. You can hear it. But everyone else, 8s and 9s, you overhear snippets of what he says. You hear heavily armored soldiers, and then there's a brief mumble of something, and then fields just north of, and then a mumbled something. And that's when Rangi turns and goes, "What? Here? Now?" You watch as he nods, wide-eyed. You watch as Rangi sort of like pauses for a moment, looks down and goes like, "Fuck. Get everyone together. Everyone who's working on the village, we need to get them to safety. You lot, you're with me. Kyoshi, I think we've got a fight in our hands. Armor's in the chest." Kyoshi sort of looks and goes like, "What do you mean armor?" "Armor's in the chest. I organized a surprise for you. It's from the Fire Nation. Put it on right now." Hang on. Wait, armor, surprise. Put it on! We have soldiers here. Soldiers from Ba Sing Se. Armor,
Why?
chest, now. You lot, with me. Now, come.
What's going on?
Soldiers from Ba Sing Se. Here, now. Come.
Why?
Well,
you know this.
I
This is the whole
assume they're
thing.
here for a tea party or maybe to buy some of our local stinky fish. Obviously,
How we
they're
had
here
the
to...
whole conversation of how like the 3 bad guys are working together and they're gonna fight us.
Obviously, they're here for shit. Looking for a fight.
Oh.
They're gonna fucking get it. With that, Rangi strides out of the tent. I need to know if you are following or if you are just
Yep,
like, nope,
yep,
fuck this, out of here.
Following.
I'm coming. I'm striding along.
Chance for more murder. Get my kill count up a bit.
I'm in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Rangi, am I allowed to kill people if he gets to killing people, or would you prefer me to do my peaceful route? Like, been doing an Airbender thing lately.
Let's see what the situation. Let's see what the situation is looking like. But frankly, the Earth King has just marched soldiers onto Yokoya, territory which is well and truly outside their jurisdiction of Ba Sing Se and is not part of his domain. This is an act of war.
I'm in.
Okay.
Can I?
I make a little ice dagger and flourish in my hand. Okay, I'm in. Let's go.
Let's not jump straight to maybe this doesn't need to be solved with violence, but if it does, I'll give you a signal.
Okay,
What's the
turn to
signal?
liquid.
What was the signal you used with Kyoshi? She said you had a code word.
Code word? Oh, co.
A few moments later, you watch as Ko begins rushing up from behind, like running down from the village. Going, "Keeko, I hear you call the Ko alarm. What's up?"
I jump up, give him a hug, and then I swing around onto his back like a koala and said, "We got a fight on our hands."
Like
And I
Yoda?
exactly right. I'm like Yodering on his back right now. We got a fight on our hands, Ko. Rangi's going to tell you all about it.
Am I carrying you there?
Just a little bit, not all the way.
If you don't mind.
If it, sure, yeah. But like, if I mean, I'm not saying you're heavy, Keeko, but like, if I'm gonna do some fighting, I probably don't want to be puffed out when we get there.
You know what? Okay, this seemed cool in my head, and it's a really bad idea. I'm sorry. I'll hop off.
Yes, Jedd.
Rangi,
Yeah.
do you want us to not be a part of whatever main force is going to happen and just splinter off a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Because that way you can actually have deniable like thing that we were with you guys.
Yeah, if you guys could hang back, maybe stick to the. So where we're headed?
Sides?
Yeah, where we're headed? We're heading up to a series of fields just up to the north. Now, this is really on the borders of what I could call our land, the land around Avatar Mansion. This whole section here, a lot of it's unused farmland. We still haven't got enough farmers to come in and help set up these fields again and get them working, so it's overgrown. If you can stick to the edges of the fields, away from the main road, maybe try and flank them. If they're coming down the main road, I think we can...
Like assassins, he wants to stick to the shadows.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's full day. I'd like you to stick to the wheat fields. I know that doesn't sound as cool.
She didn't
Can we
deny the
call-
assassins.
Let's just call it the shadows.
Sure. If that makes you feel better about what's about to happen, then yeah. If that's the comfort you need to go into combat to kill people, sure.
I've never killed anyone before, so it's my first time.
You don't have to kill people. As I said, like I'll give you a code
No,
word if
no,
it
I
looks
think
like
I
things
have
are going
to.
south. So
If
you're strangely on board with this.
if you just want to knock them out, I can finish them off for you. It's okay.
But I want to turn.
You could do that thunderclap thing you guys are so good at.
You want me to give them the clap?
No. We both give him the clap.
Oh,
Give him the
no.
yeah, that'll show him.
From
At
both
the
of
same
us.
time,
Give him the yeast from the wheat.
I could
Nah,
just
didn't
brush past that, or I could let you sit in the awkwardness of what you just said a little bit longer.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
baby.
please. Just making bread here. Let it sit there and
Yeast me up, baby.
be just growing, standing our minds together, just skewing.
He's
on
still
this.
going. He's still going. I even called out
You know what
that
goes
he
well with
Don't-
he
you know what
didn't
goes
have
well
to
with
talk.
stew bread?
And it's just the
Don't let
silence.
it
He'll
put
just
it-
fill it.
Some yeasty bread.
Don't let it put a damper on the mood right now, guys.
He's just
I
gonna
really
fill
don't want it to sourdough our
He's,
relationship.
he's genuinely just going to fill every gap we give him.
Brandon,
And
we
that-
just got to rile
that
up to
must-
the challenge.
That must
You gotta
count
be
as a
exactly
dual
right.
derail between both Archie and Brandon.
This is so good.
If we keep doing this, we're really gonna upset Bree Yosh right now.
That was a fucking stretch, and you know it.
That was a stretch and a half, but that was a good stretch and a half.
That was a stretchy dough. All right, so as you begin to, that's definitely a derail for Brandon and Archie. I'm giving it
Yeah,
to both
Better
of them.
rise to the
I'm
challenge.
gonna give it to Archie because no one voted on Brandon.
Yes.
Voted for me? What a joke.
Yeah, someone put 10 points on you.
That's all I'm worth. Fuck
That's
you.
all you're worth. That's okay. Brandon's worth nothing.
Who voted? Who put the money on me?
My mum.
Seems like some nepotism and favoritism going on here.
No, I have no way of seeing that. Yeah, Obscenities was the only other person who voted. They bet 1,000 on
Yeah.
Andrew.
To be fair, that's normally a safe bet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did like sort of try to derail at the start, but we just didn't get far enough into it.
I
We
refuse to allow
started
it.
yet. You can't derail before we start.
No. Like we started, I tried a little bit, and we just didn't commit to the bit.
Everyone told
So-
you to shut up.
Yeah, basically.
As you begin rushing along, Rangi leads you over towards the main road. You can see that the road itself passes alongside the edges of these massive overgrown wheat fields. Small stone walls delineate the edges of this land, and it's wild. The stones are really roughly packed. You can see a stream has carved through a section of the road itself, breaking through and damaging the pathway. Probably a small bridge was once here, but long ago has been kind of abandoned. As Rangi points up the edge of this pathway, she goes, "All right, I want you to follow the water, follow the river. It should get you on the other side of these fields here. I'm going to head down the main road, and we're going to see if we can catch up with the rest of these, whatever they are. All right? Any questions?" I'm going to take your silence as everything's good and you've got no questions. Would that be fair to say?
So
Confident.
jump whoever we
Yep.
can, kill them, and if the code word happens,
For all
I'm
done.
assuming it's going to be like a giant flare in the sky shot up by Kyoshi.
I was going
Right.
to firebend up a single bolt of fire to let you know that shit was going down. Is that
Yeah,
okay?
that's fair. That also fair.
Okay, brilliant.
How dry are the fields? Or are they very wet?
So the upper stalks of the wheat are quite dry, but most of the lower plants are very
if-
much
So if
healthy.
the army sort of did come through the fields, we could light the fields on fire.
You're not sure how well it would burn, but you could potentially.
It
yeah.
would definitely disorientate them for a little bit.
It would
It'd
definitely
smoke,
disorient them.
For sure.
Yeah, it would definitely smoke. Alrighty,
Okay.
so
If
uh,
only you're a firebender.
We have someone that can light fires, it's fine.
Okay.
the other thing I need to do is get rid of all of the rubbish you've put after the end of your names, so that it's just the.
Hey,
That's rude.
I like
can't-
mine.
I can't remember what people put.
What
I
did
put
do?
bombs on either side of my name.
Oh, that's
I
true.
just put air bubbles.
Water.
Uh,
symbols.
Yep, that's right. You did little squirts. Alrighty, so
Oh, the Fire Nation bobsled team.
that's what you want to call yourselves.
No, I'm just seeing it
No.
on the page.
Oh. I'm going
I
to bring
am.
you across to a map.
Wait, this isn't it?
No, you've been there. Let me bring you across to a map. That's the start page. So,
We've drawn a lot on that
Ooh,
start page.
so don't read anything into it just yet. I'm not going to share it with everyone just yet. Don't into it just yet. I'm not going to share it just yet.
Okay.
But as you begin to move down the pathway, you're moving stealthily. Yeah, the plan is to follow this this sort of slightly wet creek bed. What order are you walking in, and how stealthy are you being?
Very stealthy.
How deep
Okay.
is the water?
How deep is your love?
Pretty deep. The creek itself is only about 1 meter, maybe less than 1 meter deep at its deepest points. Most of it only goes up to your ankles.
Is there something that we can roll to determine how stealthy we're doing?
Yes.
No,
For some
we're
of you,
just
it's going to
very
be. For some
We're
of you,
just
it's going to be skills and training. For some of you, it's going to be push your luck. So some of you are
Have
going to
you
be better at this than others. Lily, this is skills and training for you because this is something you're good at.
I've got, just saying,
Yeah.
I have a mastery in maneuvering, if that helps me with...
I would argue that does. I would argue that does help you. Maneuvering does
Yeah.
help.
Fuck you, Bree.
I don't think Bree
I mean,
was
I
okay.
rolled a 6.
I have a
so-
question. Are there any innocent people in this area?
Are there any innocent people in this area? You don't know. How would you know that? Do you have like a... How,
innocent people?
how is that something that Jedd would know? Like, how are you identifying
Because I can
this?
target an innocent your foe is trying to protect, and I don't think there's any innocent people here my foe is trying to protect.
I mean, technically, yeah, no, as far as you're aware, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
I need like a hair clip. My hair's in that awkward stage where it's like just a bit too long. Like pin it back up.
So what do you want me to roll?
For you, it's going to be push your luck. Keeko,
Give me a
for
second.
you, I'm going to say it is also push your luck. Oh, although,
Push my luck.
if your whole thing was like diving down under ships and like boring holes in them to allow, like to sink them so the pirates could attack and using like ice and stuff, I would be tempted to actually say that's skills and training for you. I'm going to actually roll it skills and training for you.
Damn it, I wanted skills and training. Goddamn. No, it's fine.
But you argued so well for it to be luck. Alrighty,
What was my other one? What was
Push your
my
luck.
other one to choose from? Push your luck. Let me double check.
Hey guys, just quickly.
Both of them are 0. Doesn't matter for either or.
My mastery maneuvering doesn't actually do anything.
What do you mean?
We knew that already, though.
Doesn't mean
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew. Like that was like something.
That's the
we
whole
already knew.
joke, mate.
Why did I pick this?
Because you're an idiot.
I really don't know what to tell you.
You wanted to go swish, swoosh, wash.
Yeah, swish, swish,
It does
wash.
really important things if you can spell it.
Yeah.
Maneuvering. I'm never gonna be able to use it.
Okay, so we've got for our rolls 8 success with consequences for Keeko, 7 success with consequences for Jedd, 8 consequences for Ted, 6 for Lily. It does make sense that you'd be the least stealthy person, Lily. No, it doesn't. I'm going to say that you accidentally trigger a trap. Yeah, that's true.
Carrying all your bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jingle, jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's permanent.
I do
jingle.
have quite a few bombs, and like I am wearing like that new jacket that I got from the quartermaster a little while ago. So like I'm not
That's
used
true
to trying
too.
to be stealthy in it.
That's true too. So what we're going to do, we're going to chuck on some slightly more spooky music as this gets a bit more intense. I'm going to bring you across to the map.
Dun, dun, dun.
As you sneak around the side of the field, you can see that there are a number of soldiers moving through the wheat fields. At this point, you seem to have somewhat flanked them. As you move through the area, oh, that's hilarious. I didn't actually have it open. Let me bring us back to the webcams while I get that open. I thought I had it open on both screens, but it was just on one.
Oh, that looks good. I like
Super professional. It's a good map, right? I wish I could show it to everybody. There we go. Now I can.
that.
Let me show you now. There we go.
See it.
There you go. As you come across into position. Oh, that's so annoying. The roll 20 Gun Legend rolls. Oh, okay. So I can't have. That's
join
annoying.
us.
I can't have the Beyond 20 rolls come
join us.
through without it also removing the Avatar rolls. That's so frustrating. Let me switch this
Open
over
roll
here.
20.
Here we go.
Your game is missing jump gate.
There we go. And then if I do the rolls, I should be able to do it There we go. That should fix it up. Sorry, I don't know why it's being annoying tonight.
Ted, join us.
Yay! I got it all working. Okay, perfect. So, as you
there we go.
stay out. I need to be able to see where you are. As you move into position and begin flanking the rest of the group. No, thank you very much. Nice try. Thank you. As you begin moving into position. Okay. Okay. You watch as Ted immediately runs into the middle of the field, running up to the rest of the group. Yeah, I didn't think so. Maneuvering, that's it. It's working really well for you, mate.
Swish.
As you move into position, slowly following around the outside, making sure that you're not seen right now, being very, very careful. You can see a large number of soldiers moving through the fields. Not what you expected, though. Most of them seem to be hiding towards the back, staying below the level of the wheat fields, looking kind of ragged. Their armor mismatched. These don't look like the official members of any organization, any soldiers that you recognize. But you can see there are members of the Fubai with them. These very well-dressed, well-armored soldiers moving towards the front, staying far more visible as they move into position. And at their front, a person you recognize immediately, Lilly. A woman.
Shit.
Early 40s, brown auburn hair with a few graying strands through it, tied back into a very, very tight bun. Part of it hanging down, just loosely gathered and tied back. Dressed in green, almost military-like garb with stone armor plating along the outside. A large scar down her left brow and over her cheek. Eskar, clearly having risen through the ranks of the Fubai rather quickly.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
It does seem to be the consequences of your actions. And it is rather appropriate that this is how this goes down with you. As all of you are sneaking, moving into position, you can see that the very obvious members, the Fubai, who are moving into position, staying alert, begin to gather around, going closer and closer as you watch Rangi begin to move up from the outside. Walking down the main pathway, holding her hands to the ready, you can see little strikes of fire occasionally moving across her hands as she calls out, "All right, that's far enough. Who are you? What do you want here?" You watch as Commander Eskar strides forwards. "Rangi, I presume. Commander Eskar." No, wait, what was the accent I did for her? Was it Scottish? I think it was Scottish. Do you remember? Oh no, I've forgotten. I didn't write it.
I think so.
Let's say Scottish. "Commander Eskar means striker
Right.
for the Fubai. What do we want to go? What do we want to go with then? Do you want me to stick with Scottish, or shall I change it?
I like
slightly?
the Scottish.
You like the
Scottish.
Scottish? No, I can see Bree's not impressed. Would you prefer something else?
Bree's never
I'm going
impressed.
back in the video to try to find
Don't
her.
impress to me much.
I can't remember what I did for it. I normally write it down, but I didn't for this one. I had a lot going on at that point.
I can't even remember when in the episode it was.
Would have been about 3/4 of the way through.
It was the Black Orchid one, wasn't it?
It was the Black Orchid one. Look, I'll stick with Scottish until further notice.
Yeah.
Commander Eskar, striker for the Fubai. We have reason to believe that you've got wanted criminals currently in hiding amongst your outpost, settlement. The Earth King's concerned. Bad for the Avatar's retinue to be fostering criminal organizations. This is a bit outside the Earth King's purview, isn't it? To send the anti-corruption task force that the Avatar herself set up against the Avatar. This is a pretty low moment for you, Commander Eskar. Not at all. This is personal for me. Believe there's a young girl. Wee lass. Penchant for explosives. And it's at this moment, Lilly, as she says that, you trip over some of the rotting planks of wood.
Fuck. You're a dick.
Hey, you failed your stealth check. It's not my fault. As you trip over some of the planks of wood, and you watch as Eskar immediately turns and twists and sees your little head duck behind that stone outcropping right at the end there. I don't know. You guys aren't out of this. Get in here, you fuckers. The rest of you are still hidden at this point as you're sort of moving off the pathway. But Lilly, as you try and duck down behind the stone, you watch as the woman Eska smiles. Oh, good. Well, this makes it a lot easier. Bad for the optics for us to be performing a raid against some piss-poor settlement on the edge of the coast. And the Avatar's not even here. Stand down, Rangi. We'll take this criminal off your hands, and the rest of them, once we locate them. I believe there's some members of a group called the Black Orchid as well. Organization of Daofei, no doubt, that this one here was associating with. We'll need to bring them in for questioning also. You watch as Rangi looks back, sees you, rolls her eyes and goes, I don't know what your beef is with this child, but is it really warranted to have this many people come and arrest a single child? Oh no, we're not just here for the child. We'll also be taking the Avatar once we find her. And you'll come with us as well, I think. You've been assisting the Avatar in her efforts to usurp the royalty, the rules of these lands. I think it's best that you come with us as well. It's at this moment you watch as Kyoshi drops from the sky, this sudden whoosh of wind as she lands on the pathway right in front of Rangi. In her hands, you can see she holds 2 metallic fans. Her armor that Rangi had commissioned for her, a long green dress with metal, plates partly sewn into the sides, and a chest piece as well. Enameled bronze, giving this gorgeous, almost like golden-like metallic appearance on top of this rich forest green. Kyoshi has had time to apply her face paint, her opera company face paint, her Daofei face paint, the stark white and red standing out as she strides forwards. You will not touch her. You will not touch any of my friends. Stand down, or I will make you stand down. You watch as Eskar looks and goes, hard way it is. Wait, that's Rangi's voice. Hard way it is. Get him. And I'm going to launch us into a combat encounter, I think.
when that conversation was happening,
yes.
Could I have quickly been slapping on my Flying Opera Company face paint?
Oh, isn't it now still on?
Yours is still on. It's still on.
Perfect. Sweet.
We can't be associated with them anymore, guys.
No.
Sorry, still on.
No. Daofei face paint's fine. That's not a problem. Like that's still, it's still better than your actual faces. Remember, like if any of these people get away, they're gonna know who you are. Like this is still better. Awesome sauce. Let me change the music over. Let's get some battle music on. What are we thinking? I'm thinking, let's chuck on Agni Kai. I've got a version of it that we can use. My cover of it. Here we go.
Your cover?
Yes, I made a cover of the Agni Kai soundtrack.
If I could hear it, that would be so cool.
You should be able to hear it through Roll20. Here we go. There we go. I'll just boost the volume a bit. There we go. We know this one. It's the best song in the whole fucking Avatar series. I might drop it a little bit. It's a little bit on the louder side. There we go. We'll have it just in the background. Awesome. Alrighty. I need us to be jumping into our exchanges. So I've just initiated our combat exchanges. Could I please get you all to go through?
I gotta open up like 2 different things.
Yes. Apologies. You do need to
opening. I'm opening, but there's nothing.
I can't pick.
I can't pick.
You should be able to pick.
No.
No.
Try now.
There we go.
Yeah, that's better. Alright, what's happening?
I'm locking in.
Make sure you select a make sure you select an approach. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move the things around on the board. Kyoshi and Rangi are going to be taking on some of these people here. Some of them are going to be coming after you guys. I'm going to split them out so it's not all of you taking on all of them.
Question.
Yes.
Is the strikers, are they like one person or is that like a group of people?
That's a group of people. Don't worry about them. You're not going to have to worry about them. There's going to be some stuff that comes along to help you with that. yet.
So they've seen us, correct?
Yes.
All
No, at the
four
moment
of us?
they've only seen Lilly at this point.
I have to save Lilly.
Alrighty.
What am I-
What do you
Has
mean? She's just gonna
everyone-
blind-
Has everyone
she's just gonna
selected
blind
an
them.
approach?
It'll be fine.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. I am going to lock in the things, so we will find out now if that is true.
Just do it.
Jedd, Ted, Keeko, Lilly. Fantastic. All right. So here's what happens. As combat kicks off, you watch as immediately Kyoshi rushes forwards. As she goes to rush up towards Commander Eskar, the two teams of strikers immediately earthbend forwards, riding across these pillars of stone, the gravel underneath pulling aside as they rush forwards. They are going to engage Kyoshi and Rangi immediately. You watch as the Fubai strikers rush forwards, Commander Eskar taking a step back as she looks down towards you, Lilly. You watch as a number of the bandits begin to rush forwards. As they do so, though, emerging from the other side of the pathway, you see a group of familiar figures. The Black Orchid. As all of the members immediately burst out from in hiding,
An
rush
attack
in.
Lilly.
What was that? Yeah, an attack
Lilly.
Jedd. Yeah, an attack Jedd. No,
Oh,
as they burst out onto the fields and begin engaging the Fubai fighters and bandits who are over this side. So you only have to deal with the ones on this side of the screen.
Oh, easy. This is we've got this.
Exactly.
In the bag.
As they rush forwards, I'll focus the camera on you guys. Remember, you also have Commander Eskar to worry about as well. So here is what happens. We have at the top of the round, with basically everyone doing advance and attack, Jedd, Ted, Commander Eskar, the bandits, and the Fubai. Jedd and Ted, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Who has written hi, hi, hi? That is gone. I am deleting that. Boom.
Who would do such a thing?
Clearly it was you. So, Ted and Jedd. Ted and Jedd, what are you guys doing?
Wait, few condition marks. Cool. I'm gonna roll with focus, right?
Are we using
Yes,
our
please.
one brain cell?
It's up to you
I'm
guys.
using my one. Oh, I got a 14, so I think I just win.
Oh wait, what am I rolling with?
So roll with focus because you're doing an advance and attack. We want to see
No.
how
He
many...
has to roll with. He has to roll with.
Oh, sorry, you have to roll with passion. Yeah. Sorry, because you're doing advanced and attack.
How's a 9?
I got
Mine's good.
different
So
stuff.
you can pick. You
I'm
can pick one. You can pick one approach. So you can pick a basic or mastered technique, essentially.
Well, I got one mastered technique.
So I'm gonna use Thundering Gust. Not sure what you're gonna use.
Why'd you steal my move?
I'm not sure. It's like the only thing we have.
So you guys are currently hidden. They don't know you're there. So you're basically going to be bursting out of those bushes behind and unleashing these attacks as
Can I
basically
jump
all these
over
people
here?
rush in.
What's the sort of radius we can get on these? I
Actually, that's a
forget.
good point.
I'm
These Fubai
Thundering
wouldn't be
Gust's
coming
a
after you
line.
because they only think it's Lilly there. These would be these guys would be going after. These guys would be
that
going
really-
after Kyoshi and
I was
Rangi.
going for a triple, but now it's like just 2, so it's not really worth it.
Sorry.
What sort of radius can I hit with the Thundering Gust?
So, I think I should-
So let's have a quick read through it. So what does Thundering Gust say?
It's a line.
Jab at the air around you, send it hurling forward at incredible speed.
Yep.
Catching even the heaviest foes and tossing them aside. And then there's some other words after that. But
So-
Mark
to
2
be-
fatigue, inflict 3 to fatigue on any foes in the path of your gust. Those foes must master additional fatigue or
So let's say
Going
each one of these
backwards.
squares is about a meter. I'd say that that's essentially like a 6 meter long line in front of you.
I can't see
What?
squares.
what line?
You can't see tiny
What?
squares? Little
I
white
can,
squares?
but they're very hard to see.
I
You
can
use
make
the
'em-
measuring tool.
Yeah, use the measuring tool. Make it so in that case, then let's say if we're going with feet, then so about 30 feet in
feet?
front of you. Yeah, 30 feet.
Okay.
Shit, I need to move.
Let me change. Can I change this to metric? It must be.
Can you?
I'd like to change it to metric.
Oh, but we're
I
gonna
can.
clap this guy in the middle so hard.
Guys, it's metric. Please enjoy. Oh man, it's so nice. It's so nice having metric. This makes me happy.
That,
Oh.
that dude's gonna get fucked.
We're doing 6 meters. Can I
I
get
like it
6 meters.
changes nothing apart from just the M, and it makes it feel so much more understandable.
No, just get that one dude. We're gonna send that dude into the stratosphere.
Who,
Wait,
who's
is that what we're
purple?
doing?
Who's purple? That's you, mate.
I'm
So you
purple.
can go that far. Nice try. It's from you.
Oh.
Centered from you.
Oh, whoops.
There you go.
I didn't realize there was a dude there. Yeah, sweet.
So-
I'll get those two.
You watch as basically Jedd and Ted burst from the bushes, rushing forwards, flanking, almost a pincer maneuver as they come around the two sides of the bandits. The bandits in the front basically forming a little pyramid, a little triangle that you position yourselves at the corners of, ready to blast your cacophonous thundering gust. Would you both like to do your cacophonous thundering blast? I believe you both mark your fatigue. And then...
Yes, I will do that right now. Mark 2 fatigue.
Done.
Brilliant.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Can we do it simultaneously so we both hit that one dude there at the same time?
I'm happy to roll that for sure.
He's so
Otherwise we kind of stuff up and one of us just pushes him out of the way.
No, I'm happy for you both to do this as like a single moment thing. You both at the same time. I'm happy to do that.
He's get him. Jump him.
So, talk me through it. You both marked your fatigue. What do the NPCs have to do?
They have to.
It's bad.
They have to mark 3 fatigue each.
Yep.
They get sent flying back.
Yep.
No, they can mark 2 fatigue to not be sent back.
They can mark 2
So
fatigue.
they have to mark 5 fatigue to stay where they are.
Yeah, no, this is a surprise attack. It's not even about them marking fatigue. As you both burst free and send these massive gusts of air towards them. Yep.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Either into a wall and become stunned or far from the fight depending upon their surroundings.
Yeah, they're going to smash into this guy in the middle here because the trajectory of their passageway causes all 3 to collide. That guy, because he then can't be moved by the thundering gust, is going to take the full damage. You watch as both
like
groups
Team
of bandits... What was that?
Can it be like Team Rocket?
That's not quite how physics works.
So he
no.
dies, but it's a team.
I'm pretty sure.
So you watch as these small groups of bandits, 2 or 3 bandits in a little line, as you both burst free from the bushes behind, Jedd landing in front of Lilly and sending this clap of thunderous air. As the air strikes into the 2 groups of bandits, you watch as both of those forward groups, the front of that triangle, get thrown bodily back, slamming into the body of the other one. That last group being sent tumbling head over heels as they are knocked out of the fight, taking a total of 5 fatigue, which is split between 3 fatigue and 2 conditions, which is exactly enough to take them out.
Woo!
Well, actually, it'd be 6 fatigue technically because of you're both marking 3 fatigue, so it's more than enough to take them out.
So he's dead.
As they are immediately crushed between the bodies of their comrades and sent stumbling forwards, the rest of them tumbling over each other and being thrown bodily back towards the edges of the fight. As soon as you both emerge, you watch as the Fubai who had turned towards Kyoshi and Rangi immediately realize this is actually a much harder fight and begin to make their way back down towards you guys.
Damn it, I thought they were going to run away.
Jedd, you still get a second. You still get a second technique because you got over 10.
So I'm going to use Breath of Wind now and turn towards Commander Eska. And I just sort of give a little whistle, the death whistle.
The Aztec death whistle. Yep. Thank you, Brandon. That was fantastic.
Anytime. Just adding the ambiance.
So they become knocked down,
Yep.
and I inflict stun on them unless they mark 4 fatigue.
Oh, she will take the stunt. Eskar will take the stunt for sure.
You sure?
You sure about that?
Obviously, Eskar takes stunt. She still gets off her thing this turn, but next turn she will be stunned.
Next turn, she's going to get jumped. Yep.
Holy shit. Alrighty. That is it for you two, unless there's anything else. No, that's it for you two. Alrighty. Commander Eskar, the bandits, and the Fubai. Commander Eskar is going to, right as you send this death whistle forwards, you watch as she slams her hands down into the rock, sending up this series of spikes which fly towards both Jedd and Lilly. Jedd, just by coincidence, because you're close to where Lilly is.
Yeah,
Lilly, this looks like it was mainly targeted for you. You've seen this attack before. This is meant to grab onto and pull someone to the ground, holding them in place. Jedd and Lilly, as both of you are in the path of this, could I have you both please? You're either going to mark. Sorry, let me pull this open. You're either going to. Here we are. I need you to either mark 1 fatigue, or you're both going to take impaired for the next round.
Impaired, dude?
You're slow to off balance. Mark 1 fatigue, or take a -2 to all physical actions.
So just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Not trying to give anything away for what I'm going to do next round.
Yep.
But if I was to like bolster or hinder myself, that would just not be impacted then?
It's not a physical action, so agreed.
Okay. Yep. I'll take
Take impaired. So
impaired then,
take impaired.
because it's not going to affect me. Cool.
That is when.
Fatigue.
Yeah, nice. It's at that point the bandits rush forwards. They are all going to make a series of strikes. You watch as the first group of bandits, identifying Ted and Jedd as the danger at this point, are going to rush forwards.
Do they group up again in a line? Insane.
Well, not really. They're not quite in a line. They are a little bit. Ted, you cannot choose advance and attack next turn. One group is going to pressure you. They're going to prevent you from taking. So you can't choose advance and attack next turn. They're going to pressure you. The other group are going to make a strike against you. This is going to deal 2 fatigue, and they are going to push you back as they rush forward, stones flying from their hands as gravel rises up. All of them seem to be quite, I would say, fairly practiced earthbenders. So it's going to be 2 fatigue, and you are pushed back towards the foliage behind you. It's like a weaker version of your thundering strike. I've just realized. The other group that are going to attack Jedd, they are going to they're going to go for the 2 fatigue as sections of stone begin to fly out from the ground, peppering into you as you stand in front of Lilly and take this attack instead of her. That is the point when the Fubai begin to rush forwards. Keeko, they still don't know you're there. So the Fubai are going to rush forwards, and they are going to also fling forth a series of stone barrages. These ones, it looks like these are sharpened stones forming these like drill-like shapes that they begin to spin in their hands and then fling forwards. Jedd and Lilly, you are unfortunately going to be the targets of these ones. I need you to please mark the condition in this instance. I'm going to say probably afraid, as they send forwards these sections of drill-like stone shards that they've created that begin spinning in their hands and then send towards you at rapid pace. That is their turn. We then get to the defend and maneuvers. Evade and observes. Keeko and Lilly, it is your turns.
Okay. So Ted and Ted look. I've just seen those guys kick ass, but I'm pretty sure they both look very busted up, right?
I've got no fatigue left.
They've taken some pretty hard hits pretty much immediately.
Yeah, because apparently I had one to begin with. I don't know why.
You wouldn't have had one.
You didn't have one.
He literally said like 5 times you should be all clear.
Yeah.
No, I think I did something last session that did it.
We haven't done anything last
I
session.
don't know what you've done, mate.
I think it was like with the sack that landed on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
That's canon. Sorry,
mate.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I've got,
Sucks to suck, I guess. Yeah.
I'm 5-1. This is good.
Okay.
Could I get you to both roll with creativity or harmony, please? See what you can do.
Yes. I'd like to.
And clear a fatigue.
And clear a fatigue. Both of you get to clear a fatigue as well.
Me neither.
Oh no, did you guys not roll very well?
I rolled a 4.
Oh dear.
You can mark a fatigue to do something.
I know. Actually, no, it's
Keeko
not mark a
6.
fatigue. It's shift further from balance.
Shift your balance.
Can't you just use your moment of balance?
The issue is I'm on +2.
Wait, so if I shift my balance, I can just automatically succeed on the vein of
You can do an approach.
A basic technique.
Yeah.
Can I use that to use my playbook move?
I'd allow that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
This is probably going to be a terrible idea. All right, I'm going to shift further from balance. I'm on the edge. And I want to use call from afar.
Oh, okay. Who are you calling for from afar?
Smited. They get smited by an angry sun.
I'm not going to call Artorias.
God damn it.
As fun as that would be.
That would be like orbital strikes from the sunset. That would have been pretty cool.
Napalm strikes the field.
I don't know if he would really like help us in that way though. Or if then Kyoshi would see him as more of a
Thus you have called, thus I will answer. Let my flames burn those unworthy souls.
We're in a
Like, I was-
Wheatfield.
I was gonna call Tomoko and the Assassins, but do you think Artorias would be better?
Taurus
I
would be
think so.
sick.
I think Artorias would be fucking dope, but the assassins make more sense.
Nah, I think a Taurus makes all the sense.
Archie,
You're
what's
right.
your vote?
You're right.
Huh?
Messing with spirits never goes wrong.
I
Do you-
reckon.
Exactly.
Call Mr. Squiggly Boy.
All right.
Yes.
What's the worst
I'll
he's
try.
ever done? He's helped us so much.
He has.
I just
Let-
realized that chat couldn't hear the voice mod wasn't working. So let me try that again.
Uh-huh.
Thus you have called, so I shall answer. Let my flames burn.
I know
So,
you
like,
can
it's
hear it
midday,
properly.
right?
I'm not falling for that
Yes.
shit, Archie. Wait, did you not hear it properly?
Yeah.
Did it not come through? You son of a bitch, it did come through. You bastard.
So it's
I
like midday.
really-
Somehow I
Just
still
skip
got
us.
you. That's bad for you.
I know it
It's
is. I
close
already
enough
did.
to say that.
Okay.
That means we get this shadowy bonus of
This
stealth.
now means that everyone now knows what voice I do in the background of Artorias's when I do the voice changer, which is quite funny.
So you call,
So you could, thus I have answered. So you could,
Thus
I have
answered.
Ohana means family. Family means everybody gets burned under the sun and destroyed.
So I mark a
Here's what you
fatigue. Did you
Yes.
want me to re-roll the harmony roll for Call
Yes,
from
to see how
Afar?
successful this is, please.
I don't want to.
I believe in
Dad.
you.
Believe in yourself.
I believe in the
11.
heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards!
On a 10 plus, it's loud and
That's
clear.
11.
Choose 2. You cry for help. They hear you and rush to your location. I'm doing that. Immediately, I'm doing that.
Okay.
I
What
don't
do you
really
say?
need to do. I don't really need to do a second thing.
What do you... you don't get to anyway. You rolled a... This is just to see how successful your call from afar is. So what is it you
says
say?
on,
Yeah.
it says on call from afar on a 10 plus, it's loud and clear, and you choose 2 of the options.
Oh, sweet as. Did you want to choose 2 or just 1? No, you just want to choose 1.
I don't need to.
There you go.
Unless I can choose to contact 2 different people. No. I actually, one of them is like you let them see something you see. So I'll let him see what I'm seeing and at the same time, like, cry out for help. And I'm essentially just going to be like, Artorias, you know how we're like besties? I think we might be in a lot of trouble and we really need your help.
Child, I see your fate. I see your pain. Though the sun does not set, my flames shall answer your call.
And with that, you watch as in the sky above you, the shadows suddenly begin to lengthen as the sun moves visibly, almost like time is accelerating around you as the sun moves over towards the horizon. And as it grows this dark red-orange color, you watch as Kyoshi looks around, deep in a fight of her own, might I add. I was going to talk about what was happening with Kyoshi and with the Black Orc in a second, but we'll get to them in a moment as there's a sudden flash of light from the sun, and you watch as pillars of flame drop from the sky above. I actually have something for this that I can use.
We've got the power of God and anime on our
Is it
side.
just a beholder?
What was that?
We've got the power
you
of
just-
God and anime.
Are you just putting a beholder on the fucking map?
No. I'm going to place down these zones in which fire suddenly drops from
Oh,
above.
nice.
I was like,
Um,
are you gonna just like right now just like put on the fog of war map so it's just the sun's just disappeared? It's an eclipse.
I could do that. I do have actually. I probably could do that. Well, that's really big. It's not that big. I do actually have animated animated spell tokens and things like that for this very purpose. Let me
The
drop
hammer
those
of
on.
God falls.
Yeah, basically, as these drop on top of the
This is way
Fubai.
better than any trap I could have planted myself.
Yeah. If you can just control the sun, simple as
Yeah.
that.
So what happens when you make friends?
eaten.
You're squiggling about he's solar beamed.
And Rangy doubted us. We've got God on our side.
Right?
There we go. As these, actually, what I'll do is I'll encase one of these completely. One of those guys is being completely encased in it.
F
There
them
we go.
completely.
Lily,
Gotta give him a fighting chance.
as you watch, fire burns from the sky, a pillar of flame dropping from above like a comet in the sky. And as it slams down into the wheat, you watch as the plants are bent underneath the weight, pushing down into an almost perfect circle as flame explodes above these spots. And the men, women underneath scream as their flesh burns and chars as you watch flames engulf them. All you can hear is the sound of burning, crackling fire, the screams of people dying inside.
That was aggressive.
I burn them for you and for our pact.
Thanks, Mr. Squiggly. Love you.
From the back lines, just like noticing what's happening. Yes! It's Squiggle!
Like, yeah.
But I feel like anyone who sees it, like all of us, are just like, go, Mr. Squiggly! Oh, shit.
On your left.
And then the fire just burns down. Ba, 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 ba.
Are we a cult?
Yes, you're a cult of the sun.
We can
You
still
guys-
sort around this.
You guys are a bit of a sun cult now, actually. That's a good point.
You know that one picture
what?
that someone drew of Lily like smiling with the burning house behind her? She
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
turns to Keeko smiling as people burn behind her.
yeah, literally. And I'm just double thumbs up, just big smiles.
I'm going to skip to that in the interests of we need to have that image up right now. Hang on, I'll just skip to it. I can skip through
Oh,
the...
Jesus.
Now, do these count as kills on my kill count or?
They must just really
These
kill
definitely
I think
count
that- I think-
as Artorias'
yeah.
kills.
Ah,
Nice
dang.
You called in the what's the
Come on, let me
you
see.
called in the nuke thing. The AT20 or what? Yeah, the nuke. Yeah.
I love how it's the
AT100 or
only
whatever
one I can't get to come up right now. I'm literally flicking through all of the incredible fan art that we have, and I literally cannot get that one picture to appear. Oh, I
Are
thought
they
that was it
on
for
like a
second.
random cycle?
It's on a random cycle. I should probably turn it off a random cycle.
Blood for the sun god.
Blood for the blood god. Yeah, basically. Here we go. I should be able to do it now. If we go back this way, I should be able to find it really easily. Here we go.
I was gonna say, yeah, doing a random cycle means you just bring up the same ones over and
Yeah,
over.
that's my bad. Yeah. Well, but random shouldn't be. There we go. There's Foxtrot's art. Found it. Perfect. Keeko, what are you doing, my friend?
So my plan's kind of went up in the air a little bit. I rolled poorly, and I'm wondering whether or not I shift my Balenciaga to
Yes.
do something.
Yep. I wasn't ready for
Um,
that. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, it's my new thing.
Balenciaga.
Look, I could bolster a hinder, and I feel like Ted's pretty messed up right now. Yeah,
Jedd.
Jedd's more.
pretty messed up. I mean, I can use my team point on Jedd whenever I want to give him a little boosty. I will shift my balance towards.
Are you in center?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't
I
shift
would
it, it's
use
not
your
worth it.
moment of balance, my friend.
No. Moment of balance.
Yeah,
I
that-
think if you were ever going to use it, now's a good time to use it.
I was like, don't.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're in center.
Yeah, no, I'm
don't
in
go
balance.
away
Yeah,
from
no,
it.
yeah. I really shouldn't move out. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's do a moment of balance. I didn't even think about what I'm gonna do for my moment of balance here.
Commit war crimes.
Commit war
Commit
crimes.
war crimes. That's not an. It's not like a
What does your
specific
moment of
option.
balance say?
So your moment of balance will be specific for your playbook.
Okay. You define yourself as part of a larger group, and in this moment, the group defines itself by you. You rally them, move among them, saying the right things, providing right guidance, so your group works with perfect cohesion and confidence. Tell the GM what you say to each of your companions, so in this moment, you overcome an indomitable challenge together.
I just feel like you point like an ice sword out, pointing it forward, and go for Mr. Squiggly Boy, and like that would just.
Is it crazy? I was thinking something very similar.
Keeko, what do you do?
Okay. My little icicle dagger from my side.
There is a lake, you can just draw from it if you need to.
Yeah, exactly.
A creek.
Brothers and sisters at arms, we have been blessed by the beautiful might of Mr. Squiggles. As full Taurus, hand up in the air, arms up. Things may look rough, but we've come together stronger than ever before. Kyoshi holding off the strikers in the back. Ted and Jedd blasting the bandits like no one's ever seen before. And Lilly calling upon the friend of our spirits to our aid, Rungy, our fearless leader of township. We are stronger than these plebs have ever seen come. We have more to give. We have more to fight. Everyone, kick ass. And I didn't forget about you guys, Black Orchids. We love you too. And I love you too, Ko. We can do this.
Is Ko here?
Ko is with you guys. Yeah, he's not on the map, but Ko is with you guys. I should have a little thing for Ko. I was gonna have
Ko's getting the Powerade stands ready, like just
Ko's cutting up some oranges. Yeah, he's getting some half-time oranges ready.
I think that was my first PDA for Ko there, so ticked a little box off there.
As you call out to your companions, I was expecting something like, "Our enemies will fall like autumn leaves." I still, the speech was fucking awesome.
Yeah, like autumn leaves. Yeah, that one.
Nice.
That
Okay,
Yep.
You can have that one for free. As you call this out, Keeko, you watch as your words take effect. Over towards your right, you see the Black Orchid fighting off these, a mixture of what look like rough bandits that have kind of been recruited into this, as well as these Fubai, these very well-trained warriors. You see Ikemi summoning this ball of fire into her hand before smashing it down, like almost like clapping between her hands as this burst of flame moves out from her. This sudden burst as she slams down, breaking this fireball in half. You watch as Rosalie, the old woman, who really you've kind of, I guess, more seen as less of a warrior and more of a what would you describe her as? More of a baker. You watch as she literally rips her old woman dress off, a little bit like Boomy, right? Rips the old woman dress off. You can see underneath she's wearing like a red and black wrestling morph suit. She pulls out from her hand this whip of fire, which is impossibly long, and then begins whipping them over in the corner with this whip of fire. You watch as Jai, the airbender, the younger airbender, you watch as he begins moving his hands around, creating these blades of air that he strikes forwards, which begin to cut their weapons in half. And as they try to earthbend, you watch as he cuts through, smashing the rock, slicing it in these little tiny pieces. Randall runs up, grabs one of the people, and starts beating the other bandits with the bandit. He starts using the bandit as a physical weapon. Inspirational.
So good.
He's like, "You're not getting away from me, motherfucker!" As he grabs onto a guy's feet and then he uses him as a bat to smash the others. Rhino goes for a much more subtle earthbending technique. You watch as with very careful, precise movements, he begins to take control of the earth around them, breaking their connection to the earth with little pushes up from the ground, little sections of stone suddenly stabbing into their feet, pulling them back. And as they stumble back, you watch as he moves his hands, pulls apart, a pit opens up, and the bandits just drop into it, disappearing into the pit below, as he then seals up the top with a sudden strike. As you call out, your words inspire them, Keeko. And you watch as Granny Rosalie nods and goes, "Get those fuckers!" And as one, the Black Orchids strike forwards, pushing the bandits and the Fubai back. With a very, very concentrated burst of bending, you watch as all of the members of that particular half of the map, all of the bandits and the Fubai in that particular area, are pushed into the line of flame created by Artorias. And as the flame vanishes and disappears, you can just see a pile of groaning, very badly burned and hurt people. I'm going to take that entire group out of the combat. Very nicely done.
Sacrifices for our god.
Blood for the blood god. Burns for the sun god.
That went a lot better than I thought it would.
It's a moment of balance. It's got to be really impactful.
No, more so the Artorias thing went a lot better than I thought it would.
Oh, that was also.
We're pulling
that was also
upon a god.
crazy.
I think we're okay.
The Black Orchid then rush forwards to help Kyoshi and Rangi. Sorry, but Kyoshi and Rangi are a higher priority than you guys are. Sorry about that.
We're sacrificed.
That's fine. We're good. We're good now.
Now, that is the end of that particular exchange.
How does
And I'm
that
going to be a
speech impact
real...
us?
How does the speech impact you guys? Yeah, it doesn't impact you guys as much as it does impact the others, but I am going to say you can clear a combination of, all of you can clear a combination of, because it's helped you overcome a large section of this, but in this moment you can clear a combination of 2 fatigue and 1 condition, 3 fatigue, 1 fatigue, 2 conditions. Each of you may clear that.
Thank you. I have a quick question while
Yeah.
we go into the next round.
I'm probably going to actually leave that for the next session. I think I'm going to be a real dick and leave on a
We've got to
cliffhanger.
leave a little bit for Tilla.
She's not
Yeah.
going to be here.
I don't-
She hates us. She
Out
quit.
of
Apparently.
curiosity,
Yeah.
She can help clear up the dregs.
could we get the status inspired?
Yes, I would argue that Keeko's speech. Tell you what, yeah, you can either do the combination of clearing fatigue and conditions if you like, or you can take the status inspired.
Do I inspire
Actually, tell you what,
myself?
tell you what, instead of clearing the fatigue, and things, take inspired anyway. Oh no, yeah, take that as one of the options. Take inspired. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just going to clear fatigue
Do
if
I
that's
inspire
okay.
myself?
That's absolutely
How good I am?
Can I clear 2 fatigue and take inspired?
No, you can clear 2. You can do the clearing of the fatigues and conditions, or you can take inspired.
Or
Because
take
it's a whole
inspired.
separate thing.
I'm
Alright,
going
I'll
to
take-
Did I
I'm
I'm going to
inspire
clear the
myself?
thing so I can
I'm
do
clearing
another
the fatigue.
Thunderburst.
Do I
Yeah.
inspire myself? Okay, cool.
Perfect. And I
I
think
did-
And then
definitely
fire
need to
yourself.
get close
So you
to
actually
my
you actually have to take 2 fatigue for your speech.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
that is a
now
good
that
place
she's
to wrap
gone-
up. Hang on, what did I miss Archie do? Did Archie do something weird?
Don't worry about it. He was being a creep.
I'll see it in
wonder what
editing.
they
You may as well tell me.
When you were describing Granny taking her clothes off, he just
Oh.
started getting real weird.
Yeah, that checks out.
No.
I can't say I'm too
Go back and watch it.
Yeah, I will when I edit it tomorrow.
Don't make it a short.
I feel like you're
No.
begging me to
Yes.
make it a short.
During
No, don't
during
do
that
it.
part of what you're talking about, can you just like slowly zoom in on his camera?
Yes, I can.
Don't
That's
do
very
it.
easy
Don't
to do.
do
And I'll
it.
slowly
I'll be
fade
looking
it
for
out
that.
so it's just like that like high pitched whine as it zooms in on Archie, just being like,
Oh no, guys.
That's what he was
don't
doing,
do
right?
it.
He
Don't
was
do
just
it.
being weird.
okay,
So weird.
Don't do
Right.
it, guys.
I'll look forward to that.
Creep.
That is all we have time for tonight. Unfortunately, we will come back. I hate to leave it mid combat, but this is not going to be resolved in the next 10 minutes. So we will come back to this
Are
next
the
week.
other fire circles gone or are they still there?
All the fire circles are gone now.
Is
Artorias,
everyone inside them dead?
not dead, but the Fubai in front of there
Oh.
have taken a fair bit of fatigue and conditions. They're looking a lot
They're
worse
just a
for
bit
it.
hot. A bit
Oh,
right
more
there.
than a bit hot. They've taken.
Oh, they're real hot.
It's real. Yeah, that. I mean, they just got burned with the power of the fucking sun. Like they're not feeling great. Let's put it
If
that
I could
way.
describe their
That's wrong.
skin right now, it's the word sloughed. The creepiest word.
Yeah. So sloughed is the
Ah.
process by which something gets so burned it kind of falls off.
Yeah.
or so
I've
damaged
never,
it kind
I've
of.
never heard that word pronounced out loud.
I
I've
thought it
only
was
ever read it.
loud, but
I
sloughed.
thought it was sloughed as
Or is-
well.
I always thought it was like when like your skin is sloughed off, like sloughing. I thought it's how you pronounce it. It's like it's the word I find the creepiest in my brain.
I've
it's up there
only
with, like,
ever
moist,
read it.
Like slough.
Yeah, I will.
It's
This
like
sloughed,
is
he
another
is
one of those
right,
ones
it
I've
is
only ever
sloughed.
read.
Yeah, it's
You're
sloughing
right.
off.
It's sloughed.
Yeah.
Sloughed is correct.
I hate
Um,
that.
It's
I've
like
read that
when you
wrong
burn a
for 20 years.
marshmallow. It's like when you burn a marshmallow and the outside just
That's exactly what
slides
these
off
men
it.
look like. It's the
Oh,
human
That's
equivalent
my
of that.
favorite because I love
Oh, I
like the
don't-
gooey center.
Oh,
Yeah, it's basically what's
That's so
going on.
good.
So that is all we have time for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube and you've been disturbed by any of the things that you've seen or heard today, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like, and leave a comment specifically telling me what traumatized you. We're not providing any counseling or any mental health assistance with it, but I'd love to know, just so that I can, just for fun. Just love to know.
Yeah, we've got death counters and then also trauma counters going on.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. It is always a pleasure having you come along for our journey. This, as you are no doubt observing, this is getting to the very end of our Legacy of Kyoshi campaign. I think, depending on how quickly you guys wrap up this fight next episode, next episode could be the last episode, or at least the penultimate episode of our Legacy of Kyoshi campaign. So looking forward to seeing where that ends up next time. What have I missed with you guys? What are you saying?
I love it when I shake hands and their skin just comes off with the friction.
Jesus Christ. That might be the creepiest thing anyone has ever posted in chat. Yikes.
Still haven't seen Archie's fucking reaction to what you described.
No, don't even look at it. It's fine.
That's true. We're going to go and raid Dungeons and Dragons and Demolition. They're doing a charity stream. Let's Roll for Dragons. I will get that loaded up right now. That raid will be coming across. We will raid them. Don't go anywhere if you're on Twitch. For everybody else, stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again next week for more Avatar. See you then. Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell. Mwah.